CPU's going to rocket upwards. Welcome to the Out There channel live stream 342. This is our 599 episode. And we got tommyT and Charles with us to talk UFOs. Okay. CPU's maxed out now. Let's get some. Yeah. I should get some extra. Yeah, it's looking better. And when it comes December, we have to put up some Christmas decorations as well. On the desktop.
Yeah.
Twitch is going, yep.
Yeah, it's running fine.
I did think it sent out a notification.
So free watching.
Well, Discord has not got the alerts. Oh, no. It's just showing up now. That's way behind. Alright, looks like it's updated. It hasn't got a new line, bollocks with the clicks. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's listening. So we're up to the Hulu, or we've gone past it. Alright, good to be back. Another live stream, and no hardcore swearing in the side chat. Be civil to each other. Just to have a bit of fun and talk about UFOs and look at UFOs, hopefully. So we got a special guest with us today to talk about his UFO experiences, and his name is Tommy, and he's on Discord as well. So if you're not a member of Discord, get on there. You can chat to us after show and in between. Okay, I think it's all up and running now.
Yeah, everything's fine. Looks fine.
Okay, I need to type up the welcome message here on the other screen. That's a lot easier to type in over there. Live stream 342. tommyT talks UFOs and UFO videos. Okay, it should pop up. And looks like it's remembering your color codes this time, is it? So
yeah,
in the side chat.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Mine's the same color, and I think Plex is pink or something.
No, it's brown.
Brown?
Yeah.
Looks pink on my screen, but anyway, pinky brown.
Might be a bit color blind.
I don't think so. Yeah, it took a few minutes to get the alert onto Discord, but I thought maybe it had gone wrong. But it's meant to be yellow, he reckons. Oh yeah, I suppose it is kind of yellow.
It looks brown to me.
Looks like a magenta.
Normally people had to type. Yeah, normally people adopted my colour when I started. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know. Normally you had to type /colour and choose your own colour if you didn't like it. But yellow does show up the best, I think. Blue is the worst colour.
I think it's better if you're old colour now, because if you make a comment, then it stands out better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I could probably try and change it. Although I don't really chat much in the thing. So what's the options we've got? Light blue. See if that comes up. Nope. Do we have hex numbers on this at all? Do you know, Plex? Yeah, it looks like it's got a hex number, so we need to look up light blue. If you don't know what hex numbers are, it normally has like a hash in front, and you enter 6 numbers in hexadecimal format, and they go from 0 to FF, and each of them stands for RGB. So it's like this here. So on the chat window, you can type color, and you can type hash, and you can type in the number like 0000000 is black. Okay, so you don't want black. You probably want pure white, which would be FFFFF, which is 255 in decimal 3 times, right? So that's how the color system works, right? So it takes a different blend of the RGB and makes new colors by mixing it with the light frequency, right? So yeah, you can only bring up a chart on that. Color hex codes, and you can find a few windows. You can probably find a few.
Just add a color chart and just click on it.
So it gives you some simple ones here. Microsoft color codes, RGB. I suppose we can have a look. And of course, you use it for web paging when you're doing coding on web pages. Normally, some of them have charts where you can just pick a. So grey is 115 3 times. But you want it in hex, so it's 7373, as you saw there before the ads or something popped up there. We need a color picker. Let's see. Color picker. I know we're sort of getting sidetracked here, but everybody learns on this channel. we don't just talk about UFOs. We also talk about science. And here we go. Here's a color picker, so we can choose our color. So let's see how it works. Light blue, that would be quite good. That's not too bad color. Let's try that one. 33 CB. 33 CB. I'll post the link in the thing. See if it works. How come it didn't work? Try that again. Maybe it needs to be capitals. Unable to change your code. Doesn't like that one. So not really correct then, is it?
Let's worry about this another time.
Well, it should work. Let's try the decimal numbers then. Maybe you have to put a comma in between. That's not what it showed on the screen. No. Maybe it needs to be in brackets. Color must be in hex. Well, I did that and it didn't work. So I don't know. Well, let's try if 1, 2, 3. Invalid parameters.
Black says, Twitch says change green or blue, not hex.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to work, even though it says in the instructions that pop up when you type in a wrong thing. It should actually work. Unless it needs to be in brackets. It's kind of weird. No. Alright, let's try some pre-coded ones then. Sea green. Let's see what that comes up. So what does it look like now? Ooh.
Green. It's changed.
It's changed, but it looks terrible.
But Roberts was green, don't forget, wasn't it?
How about white? No, it doesn't allow me to do white.
No, white on the stream not very good.
Well, white on black background.
Yeah, but I know, but on the other one, it's on white background.
Blue violet. Let's try that one. Obviously the instructions are all wrong. What? Hey, hello. Okay, that's not much better, is it? That's meant to be blue violet.
It's not. That'd be right for now. It was changing all the time.
I know. Doesn't matter. How many people are watching?
One, by the look of it. It says.
That's meant to be yellow, and that's not even remotely yellow.
Yeah.
Kind of backwards. Blue cyan. Surely that's going to be there. No cyan. That's terrible. Cadet blue. What's that give us? No, that's not too bad, I think. That's a better one. Cadet blue, it's called. Rather than the dark blue. Yeah. I'll just see if this post link works for the picker then. But, yeah, it should work according to the instructions, yeah. Right. Sidetrack. So, some new add-ons. New add-ons on Twitch. If you go to their About page now, if you scroll down, you should have links down here for tipping. If you want to be a membership for Subscribestar, or send a tip through PayPal or credit card from $1 all the way up to $10, which is the same as Super Chat. Allows you to put emojis and stuff. Alright, it's finally updated this now to now live. So yeah, that's something new. Here I have a countdown to the next live stream. Number of hours or whatever. It was showing 23 before. Because it went over time. And we got here a list of all our current followers, and underneath that is a comment box that you can click on there. You must log in to post. And I don't think I'm logged in, so I won't be able to post, but you'll be able to. Yeah, so that's basically it. And I've got this other Twitch countdown, which is now intermittent up. We're 15 minutes late. So I'll be using that also, so people can not be lost with daylight savings, hopefully.
Yeah, because it is confusing, that is tying out.
It is, because we're all in the world, and it's not flat. It's round. Round like a ball.
Especially when you do the flight radar things, trying to work out times that as well.
Looks like it get an error message, yeah. Alright, so today we're just gonna talk. Tommy's gonna talk about his experiences, and we can ask him questions, and maybe we can even bring up some pictures on the screen. If he wants to share his screen, we can do that as well. We haven't tried that. Yeah, so Tommy, introduce yourself. He's a member on our Discord group now, what, a month?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, but I've been following the channel for a while.
How many years you been following the channel? It's probably changed a few times by now.
I feel like it's been a couple years. I found your channel actually looking for stuff debunking Secure Team.
Right.
Because I felt like I saw through all that stuff like pretty quickly, but it was like blowing my mind that like there was hundreds of thousands at the time, hundreds of thousands of people like subscribed to this channel. You know the whole drill.
Yeah, damn well ridiculous.
So yeah, I found you that way, and then So I feel like it's been a couple years.
Right. I've been going 4 now. So, yeah. And we're coming up to 600 episodes tomorrow, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's huge. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a big accomplishment, like doing something, like putting all, I mean, that's a lot of time, like, I commend you on your efforts.
Yeah, and for no money, actually. We're actually still in debt.
Yeah. Sure.
As you know, people are more interested in the woo-woo and rather than factual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They rather listen to spooky stories than listen to realistic and real stories.
Sure.
And that's mostly out there. You got SOR, what's that, spaced out radio, totally into the woo rather than having anything real on, which actually solves the phenomenon that we experience in paranormal as well as UFO field. It's alright for people talking about it all the time, but it doesn't get us any closer to a solution what it's all about. And whether our government's lying about us. But yeah, I'll let you do the talking now, and you can introduce yourself, whereabouts you are, and yeah, just go from there.
So I mean, right now I live right outside of Washington, D.C., in Virginia. Oh, my computer died. You have to be kidding. I'm so sorry. So I live in Virginia. I grew up right outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So it's all East Coast America.
I'll bring up a map.
And yeah. That'd be awesome. So Philadelphia. I'm sorry. I had something like sitting here on the computer, and the computer died.
All right.
And yeah, I just wanted to come on and kind of talk about a couple of the things that I saw in the sky. I mean, I was like an avid sky watcher. Where you at?
Up.
There it is.
There's Washington.
Yeah, so it's
Virginia. That's one of the states.
So I'm in Virginia now, but
that's one of the states that's in a bit of a election pickle at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a whole thing going on. I haven't followed it too much, though.
I think it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very green looking there. Let's get it by satellite there and just have a look.
Yeah.
So you're near the sea there with the famous little fault line or whatever it is out here, the bank, where they said there's a lot of USOs from.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Which I feel like one of those, what was it? Was it the Nimitz one? That was like over that direction. I think. I can't remember all the details.
Well, it's part of the triangle. You got Bermuda Triangle here, and it goes all the way to Florida. So yeah, it's not that too far away, really, if you look at the satellite map like that. So whether there's undersea UFO bases there, who knows?
Right. Yeah.
The thing is, we often talked about aliens being from outer space, but they could quite easily always existed in the sea and developed under the sea, right under our noses, and they may even have advanced technology, right? So.
Yeah, I highly agree with that.
So yeah, they could have just been living quite happily under the sea there, and they don't like to come out into the daytime because it hurts their eyes, because they've got big eyes, right? The alien rays. So it makes sense they'd come out at nighttime from the sea. So military bases must be a few out your way there, because you got quite a few ports there.
This area is crazy. I mean, you have the Dulles Airport. There's all kinds of airports and small Air Force bases and all that kind of stuff. And even the area that I'm actually from, that I've only lived in this area for like 3 years.
Right.
The area that I'm from is right outside of Philadelphia. So, I mean, there's literally endless
Right.
airports, small airports, little Air Force bases, military bases everywhere in
Right.
that area. I mean, you can't go more than probably 20 miles, 30 miles without, like being in the vicinity of one,
Trying to see where
Um,
Philadelphia is on here.
it's right above. So if you follow up north, you follow right on that coastline. So
Cool.
here's Delaware. So it's right above Delaware. Delaware is the one on the right here. So if you keep going up, mm-hmm. So yeah. You're starting to get there, and there it is,
There's
right there,
Philadelphia.
right there on the
There it
right.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's it.
I think Geekcraft is in the area too, isn't he? Or he said he grew up there. So there's how's it carved up here? Virginia. It's not really part of Virginia, is it? There's West Virginia and there's Virginia. So I'm always trying to understand the American states, how they carve them up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
that's
doesn't
really
seem
part
like
of.
there's too much rhyme or reason. It's just kind of,
Yeah. So yeah. So what have you seen then exactly?
So in that area, so it's Bucks County.
Right. Which is famous for
There's a
UFO waves, of course. Bucks County UFO waves.
correct. So
Things.
that's great that you know that off the bat, right?
Mm,
Like that movie, that M Night Shyamalan movie with Mel Gibson, Signs.
mm-hmm.
So that guy grew up in that area. He actually went to like one of the local high schools, all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, they filmed that 10 minutes from my house, like in the fields. It's Newtown, Pennsylvania, is where that was filmed at. So that's just like a small little, snippet or whatever.
Mm,
But basically, so I kind of wanted to preface it with that, and that's great that you knew that off the bat, that you knew that that there's like these waves of UFO sightings. So 2008, there was like a huge flap, and I actually found an article where this guy went through all the MUFON, which I know, MUFON, whatever. But there are reports in there, and this guy went through, and there's like 30 of them within that 1 year, and that's just the ones in Bucks County that he could like identify. So there's obviously
mm-hmm.
plenty more.
What's special
But
about Bucks County? Anything special there that
yeah,
UFOs
I
would
don't
be
know.
interested?
No, there's no. So I mean, the guy that has the namesake for Pennsylvania, William Penn, his
Mm,
house was like right down the street from where I lived, right on the Delaware River. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but it seems so. If we're to assume that all these things are most likely, built by people, and there's all these military bases, they literally surround that area. You know what I
mm,
mean? So are we getting flybys or whatever? Now I've seen some super weird stuff that I wouldn't think would
mm,
like a person would be in it. Do you know what I'm saying?
mm.
So, but yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not too sure why.
Why do you say that? Going too fast or just too small? Or too skinny?
Uh, so, so both.
That,
I would say all the above because I've seen different things. Um, I mean, I could just go into like once. So I didn't prepare for this because I wanted it to just kind of like flow out of me natural because I haven't talked
okay,
about it
well,
in a while.
start from your very first
Um,
sighting and work up to your current day
yeah.
sightings
So
then.
after this 2008 stuff, so there was a sighting that was it was a bunch of it was like 40 different people saw this thing, and it was over the there used to be a restaurant called Don Pablo's. It was a Mexican restaurant. Uh, and all these people, and it's right outside the Oxford Valley Mall. So the Oxford Valley Mall actually had sightings there too, like right around the same time. But they reported like this giant octopus looking craft above the restaurant, and it was like purple and literally looked like it had tentacles.
Mm.
Um, And that was
Kind of,
actually that was covered by like all these different news stations. It was in the newspaper. It was like
right.
a really big deal in the area,
Yeah,
and that
I
was in
recall that
2008.
one.
Yeah.
And
So after
let's see if we can find it. So that was what was the name of the
so
mall
it's
again?
2000
Bucks
Oxford Valley
County.
Mall. So Oxford, like Oxford Valley Mall. If you type in like 2008 Bucks County Don Pablo's, this article eventually come up where this guy is like listed everything. It's called the Paranormal Pastor blogspot. Paranormalpastor.blogspot.com. So yeah, so back in 2008, and this was just like refreshing my memory of because when I had a couple of these sightings, the way I can place the time is like it was right after my grandmother passed away, and I moved back in with my mom. And it's in the same area. It's literally in the same neighborhood, but that's how, because I remember being at my mom's when I had two of these encounters. Which one of the things, one of them was very very close, and then the other one was very very high, and I had all the neighbors out back. So I'll tell that one real quick. So 2008, and then that sparks my interest. I end up getting a smartphone. I end up getting YouTube and getting really and being able to like go on the internet and see other people's stories, and it just like blew my mind. Now, I had seen something when I was a kid that I just kind of like wrote off as like it was an airplane, but I don't think it was an airplane. You know what I mean? But like your memory gets so muddy after 20 years. But I think it was always in the back of my head, like where I was always staring up at the night sky, like trying to see something. So I'd be outside for hours just looking. So anyway, I had these neighbors, and they were like really into like the UFO stuff, so we would talk about it all the time. I'm outside. It's like 9:30 at night, and I'm in the backyard, and we shared like a fence in the backyard, so I could just go back there, and I could barely yell at them, and they would come out of the house. Like they could hear me. It's very close.
Mm.
So I'm out back, and I'm doing some star watching, looking at the moon, whatever. And it looked like, it looked like they were in the sky, like all the way up, like they were stars, but they started to move, and they like swayed back and forth, and then they kind of shifted, and then they stopped. And I'm like, maybe they're just like satellites or something, whatever.
They could be. They do
Yeah,
have
totally.
they do have spy satellites that
Correct.
do move like that.
Right. So, but this
Mm.
is like two of them very close to each other in the sky. I can't tell. They looked like stars, but they weren't stars. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
yes,
Mm.
right, totally satellites.
And of
So,
course, they
but
won't be on any app either. If they're like
correct,
military spy satellites, they won't be
right,
listed on the Heavens Above app. But yeah,
right.
of course that's
So,
pretty new technology too. It's only on
yeah. So this was
recent years.
so this was 2010. So this is 2 years. This is 2 years after this Don Pablo's thing, and sparking my interest and constantly looking up the sites. So this is 2 years of looking and not really seeing anything. And so I get the neighbors to come out, and they got the binoculars, and they're looking, and we're watching these things kind of shift around. And then the kids come out, and she had three kids. One was a baby, so four kids, but one baby, doesn't matter. The three older ones come out back, and she's telling them what's going on. She's looking, and then these things just like literally started doing like maneuvers. So it was like, I'm sorry, my cat was here. So they went from like a stationary thing, and then they would like one would go to where the other one was, and they would meet, and then the other one would go to where the other one was, and they were doing like that kind of stuff, almost like an X pattern. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then the kids start getting freaked out. Then they start doing like these like figure eight patterns, and they were going so fast. Like it wasn't just like a nice glide of it was like, almost like Like if you're just like waving your hand back and forth, like almost that quick, you know, where they're doing like this like figure 8 pattern, they would stop, and then they would do this other like squiggly line thing and stop. So as we're all out back, you know, I'll say again, yes, there's all these Air Force bases, but I've never seen a plane, like a military plane, fly so it's 9:30 at night. It's probably almost 10 o'clock at night now. The kids are freaked out. 4 lights show up like right over the tree line from where we are. Four bright ass lights, like super low, right over the trees. And this plane just did like it was like one of those, like it was like right out of like the movie Pearl Harbor or something, like this giant military, like where they hold like tanks in there and all that. Flew by like right over, like did like almost like a low flyby right over the house as we're all out back watching these things do all this crazy shit.
Were they making any noise?
Huh?
Were they making any noise? Were they silent?
Oh no, completely silent. They looked like they were really far up for like how small, like they were just white dots. They look like stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one. So this, and then these 4 lights, I was like, oh, what the hell is that? Like we were all like kind of skitzing because it was so crazy to see like how quick these things were buzzing around, you know? Yeah, and then this giant military plane flies over right as we're watching these things. There's literally 10 people in the backyard. My mom, my brothers, my stepdad, my mom. We're all with the binoculars watching these things. And, you know, I mean, it was just a random occurrence that this thing, like, flew right over our house. I mean, there's, like, a whole area for these things to fly. And it, like, I don't know. I'm not saying, like, I'm anybody special or anything, but it was just really enough to get you even, you know, like the adrenaline was just like through the roof. So that's the story. That's that one.
So you didn't see a triangle
like
with these.
but...
You didn't see any triangle craft fly over your house at that night.
No.
So
Not
that would have been really good.
Yes. Right.
Because that's often what we hear in that location, isn't it? The triangle flies over the air and goes right across to Area 51, right? So it makes you wonder if they were testing some new drone technology there, though.
Sure. Totally could have.
Could have been part of
all
that Palladium project and Nemesis project. Which we heard on the Tic Tac since the War Drive released FOIA requests on it. So it could easily have been early. What year was that? What year was that again? 2000.
That was 2010.
2010. Yeah, so it's way after that 2004 Nimitz stuff. It's possible that the same thing. See, whether it's alien technology or us, we still don't know. Which is the most frustrating.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, you know, and after digesting this stuff for so many years, like, I've really kind of stepped back from, you know, everything's aliens and that, you know, like that. What is that? The guy from Ancient Aliens? Like, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens, you know. I've kind of like stepped back from that a lot, you know, and like.
I see they got
had my eyes opened a lot more.
Ancient Aliens, they just started up again last night too, I noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's still going.
I used to really just like watching it for like all the like historical, like ancient sites they would go to and stuff, you know, like I don't know. What's your take on that? You don't buy it, or?
Ancient Aliens, once you watch Ancient Aliens Debunked documentary, it's 3 hours long, you'll probably never watch the show again, because they just lie.
Right.
They're blatant liars.
Sure.
And they copy each other, a bit like fraud channels.
Right.
No, it wouldn't be so bad if they were honest, but when they say this is the hardest stone under the sun, it turns out to be some sort of sandstone. In real life, which is soft, and you can cut it with probably a file for your fingers, right?
Right. Yeah, they talk about these granite blocks a lot. Like everything was like, you know, like.
Yeah, and it's not, of course.
Yeah.
We always say it's clickbait anyway, don't we?
Yeah, so that's the other thing. That's how I see the world now. Like, you know, I'm a big fan of pro wrestling, and everything's a work, which means, like, you know, everything's bullshit pretty much. Like, everybody's just, you know, these guys are trying to get views on their show, so they're going to sensationalize it, and
Yeah, for
you
money.
know, it's named Ancient Aliens, so we're going to make that narrative fit. You know, we're going to make the title fit in the narrative. You know,
It's all about money.
Yeah, and then the other one was like the other sighting I had. I mean, the one that when I was a kid, like I said, my memory is so muddy. I'm pretty sure it was a cigar with like tons of lights on it, but you know, I was like, it was right when the second Bill and Ted's movie came out, and it was after the movie, right? So I mean, it's all kinds of stuff going on. I was a kid, and this thing flew right over our apartment. Me and my friends were in the field, and it flew right over the field, very, very slow. And I just remember it having all these lights, and it was super bright. But I mean, it could have been a plane, you know, like who knows? I mean, at this point, it's 30 years ago, you know.
Yeah.
But the other sighting I had, it was so quick, unexpected, very, very, very close, and blew my mind. I left the house. I was in the car, and I was just driving around the corner to the 7-Eleven, and out of the corner of my eye, so in between our neighborhoods, there's like these really tall power lines, like 100 feet tall. You know, like the major ones that, like, you know, all the houses connect to. You know, so out of the corner of my eye, I see this shiny something over. It was over the tower, so it's above the trees, over the tower, and I looked at it, and it lowered behind the tree, and I was like, "Did I just see that? Did I totally?" And I backed up the car. This thing moved from my sight, so when I backed up the car, it was on the other. I could see around the tree, and it was just this shiny, but there was like light to it as well. It was like green, kind of. The best way I could describe it is like those. I don't know what they're called, but it was like a big thing in the 80s. There was like that like energy ball, and you put your finger to it, and like the pink lightning would like touch your finger. You know, you'd like connect to it.
Plasma balls.
It had, yeah. So it was like that, and I would say it was, I don't know, maybe as big as the car. So the car is like 16 feet. So maybe it was like 15 to 20 feet. And then I turned the car to go towards it, and it just hovered over me and went over the other field and disappeared. Just kept going. And that was it. But it was insane. As it went over me, it looked like it had like almost like it was a triangle with like a giant energy ball thing in the middle of it, you know, where like just like the point, just like the tip of each end of the triangle was like sticking out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was insane. So yeah, I mean, you know, nothing. I didn't see any aliens or anything, but those, you know, that one was insane. Like, blew my mind. And then I went right back home. And I'm trying to tell my mom and my girlfriend at the time, and they're just looking at me like I'm crazy. So maybe I'm crazy, but I definitely saw this thing. So is it aliens? I don't know. Why was it hovering above the power lines? I have no idea. You know, like, was it made by us? No idea. But I definitely saw it, and it definitely wasn't just, you know, like somebody's little drone or whatever. I mean, it was huge for what it was, you know.
There's no sparks or anything coming off it, was there? Above the power
No,
line?
it was just like a solid ball of energy, you know. But it was like this power. Like maybe, yeah. But it was just like
a recharge.
Kind of. It was kind of like swirly, without being swirly.
Yeah.
Very, very crazy. So, and that definitely like those two things. Because that was only like a couple months. That was a couple months after.
Why do you think
the
you
other
see
one,
these UFOs so much? Is it because you're outside and looking up more often than other people?
Totally. So I used to be like a cigarette smoker. So I would just go outside. I'd be outside for hours, not chain smoking, but I would end up going outside, having a cigarette, and just staring up at the sky. And then I would just kind of get lost and like trying to look for things and identify, like, you know, whatever, you know. And I've seen a lot of like star-like UFOs up there and like kind of move, but you know, like you stare at something so long, that, you know, you start losing your brain, I guess. I don't know. But the fact that I could bring everybody outside and we all watched those two, like, you know, I mean, it totally could have been. It almost looked like the game Pong, you know, like that old Atari game with like the little white dot and it's like bouncing all over the place.
Yeah,
like,
I've actually got an emanation. I've actually got an emanation of that, actually. This one here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my phone's dying.
Pong, that one.
Yeah. It was kind of like those movements, you know. But there were two of them, and they would kind of, like I said, they would kind of like trade positions. I don't know, but the kids were like freaking out, and it was just the timing of like literally the kids crying because they were scared that the aliens were gonna come get us. And then this airplane, like does like this low flyby of like the backyard. It was just so random.
Essentially, you got someone at the door.
Oh no, that's me tapping. Sorry.
Oh, right.
But yeah. Those are the
You know what they say when someone sees too many UFOs all the time, that they end up being kooks and making up stories, you know, and...
you think?
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of them end up being, though. But in your case, they're all sort of different experiences, like spread over, what was it, one every year,
like
sort of thing?
Yeah, so it's like, you know, I was like pretty much single digits. Like I said, that other one could have totally been an airplane, and I'm not remembering it properly or something. I don't have contact with those
unless
kids,
you recorded
like,
it. We can't help you unless you recorded it.
Exactly.
You know.
Right. So, but those other two were crazy. Like the one above the power lines, absolutely, like, and it was nuts.
When you see stuff like that, you should actually make a little a journal and actually draw what you saw, because you can see it better than cameras anyway.
I totally should have. And this is before like I didn't even. I think I still had like a flip phone. Like I didn't even have a. Oh wait, no, I had the smartphone. Yeah, no, in 2000, after the 2008, so into 2010, I would have had the phone. But I mean, it was so quick, I couldn't have recorded that anyway. You know, it was at the stop sign, looked at the thing, backed up, went down the other road, and it went right over me and over the little park area.
Do you think anyone else would have seen it around the city?
I mean, which one? The one over the power line?
Well, any
I don't
of
think
them.
So. I mean,
well, all
there's
of
so
them,
many
actually.
trees. Yeah, I mean, there's so many trees. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if anybody saw it. You know.
It's better if you got more people seeing them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Witnesses.
Were you always interested in UFOs or mysteries?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up loving like sci-fi movies and
Star
all that
Trek.
kind of stuff. Hell yeah, I'm all about that stuff for sure. So like, and that's the other thing. Like, I was always outside, like trying to find. Like, I wanted to see something. You know, like you see all these different sightings and hear all these stories. Like, and then I find out that, my area is like a hot spot for this shit, so I'm just constantly outside trying to find something. So I think that's why I got lucky with I mean, not lucky. I mean, it's just hours and hours and hours and hours. So, I put in the time and I got to see something, whether it was like satellites and like a very large military drone. I mean, who knows?
Well,
do I think it was aliens? I don't think anybody could have been in. It didn't seem The one that was over the power line didn't, even though like you could see the little points, as if it was a triangle. It didn't seem like anybody could be in that thing. You know what I mean? Like it just didn't seem like anybody. Like it was like, even though it was so big, it would seem like remote controlled to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was just like my take on it. And after thinking about it for years,
Yeah, you never get it out your mind, do you? When you have some experience like that.
No, yeah, and like I've tried to tell. I've only told like a couple people, and I try to keep it like close to me because like I know how people are. Like even when I bring up stuff like stuff that's been proved. It's a sighting, like people don't want to hear it, man. And I'm not trying to push it.
Take clear of it, don't they?
Yeah.
I think you're an idiot. That's what they do. Yeah.
Right. Correct. Yeah. And then that makes you question.
Yeah, and then you don't tell people. Then you just keep it to yourself.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So like even with like the Discord thing, like I didn't really want to say anything. Like I was on here. Probably it was. I mean, I've been at this place for 3 years, and I was here. But I was chatting through one of the live streams, and I started talking about it, and then Paul was like, "You should just come on." Oh yeah, come on. And I was like I just felt like so. Just all those thoughts were like going through my head, And I know it's like that kind of channel. I'm like, is he, he's gonna think I'm crazy now?
Yep.
I don't know. But I'm here now. Yeah. I mean, my stories aren't like super crazy or anything, but I mean. It's something that I've thought about for 10 years, like all the time, these things come up in my head. So, like I don't have any like lavish, I think I was abducted stories or anything like that. I mean, maybe, who knows? They make you forget, right? Apparently.
It's possible.
What's your take on alien abductions?
Well, I don't know.
You think it's like government psyop or something? Like, do you think all this stuff is like trying to make us believe that there's aliens? Or to like muddy the waters,
I've been looking at it for 4 years, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to get a video of a UFO, or if you are, it's going to be at night time, and it won't be conclusive.
Right.
Sort of thing. The best ones are always going to be multiple eyewitness accounts where it's been up close, personal, like within 500 meters or less, or which is about 300 feet, or hovering over houses that shoot upwards.
Right.
But since I've been in this field, I swear I had a alien visitation. Because I've been connecting with contactees and also investigators. And Earl said he had his own experience when he joined MUFON. Not before. 2 weeks after he joined MUFON, I think he said it was. And his wife even witnessed it. And it happened over a couple of weeks. And he said to me, don't be surprised if we're being spied on Facebook. And I said, well, obviously, Facebook is Spygate anyway. Yeah. For sure, they're keeping an eye on what we're saying. But he said, don't be surprised if the aliens come and see you through me. And I thought, well, that's kind of a scary thought.
Yeah, right.
But yes, looks like it may have happened, and I've had various things that sort of confirms my experience I had that time, and I still wonder why no one in the house would have been woken up by it. But I couldn't make. I was screaming, but no sound was coming out my my mouth. So while they was doing stuff to me, but it's been a positive thing though, not a negative.
Okay, well, that's good.
They fixed up my back pain almost.
No way.
I was taking hardcore painkillers, and now I don't have to. But
that's amazing.
I wouldn't say it's 100% fixed, but
sure.
Well, the pain that I
you're way
used to
better
have.
off than you were.
Yeah, the next morning I woke up and I was pain free, and I thought that's really weird because normally when I get up in the morning, you scream right, as you're trying to move your muscles and nerves or whatever. But
Yeah.
But the thing
I'm
is,
waiting for mine.
That's incredible, man.
I'm waiting for mine. Get rid of my pain.
Yeah, man. I need one too. I got a bum hip.
Yeah.
Come
Mine,
visit. I've been asking for a visit. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think they do know who we are somehow. They find out through maybe memories of people they're contacting.
Sure.
They may even be showing up and then we don't even remember, like you just said. I don't think I was meant to wake up when it was happening to me, but because the pain was so extreme, I woke up and I was fighting off the alien on the bed. They didn't take me to any craft or anything, they're just around my bed. And of course I was sleeping in the nude. It was hot back then too, about like it is today. So they didn't have to worry about clothes. All they had to do was I was sleeping on my side. All they had to do was paralyze me and stick the needle in. But I managed to.
Shut the fuck up! That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm not saying you're crazy. That's just like incredible. That's like
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
I have talked about it and drawn pictures of my experience at a few days after. Because I didn't care. I didn't care if people knew about it or not.
Yeah.
Because to me, I wasn't sure whether it was a dream or it actually really happened. And I thought maybe I've been watching too much UFO videos or what, But
you try to rationalize it,
when I explained all the things that happened, Earl Grey said, "Well, you've hit lots of markers there." Suggests that you had actually a real experience. You said things that only real contactees would know about. And I said, "Get out of here." But one night I heard ringing in my ears and the pain come back. It's like they switched it off, whatever they did. And I think they were trying to give me a warning that it was actually real, or maybe they didn't want me to approach a certain contactee who I was talking to at the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Saying stay away from that one. But then the next night I was thinking in my head, please, whatever I've done, turn it back on. I can't stand this pain, because I was back on the hard painkillers. And I heard a buzzing in my ear, and the pain just went away. So that gave me confirmation that something more actually happened.
Something more is... Wow.
So
that's incredible to hear, man. That's so...
Yeah.
I was just going to say, but these things, when they come into contact you, in our terms, it could be just absolute seconds.
Yeah.
But in their terms, it could be hours. You just don't know, do you?
Yeah.
And they could do whatever they want to do, but
I think what they do is they transport you out of your thing, or they put a shield around so no one hears what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, they just control you. But like I said, I managed to get my arms free, and I was trying to get the needle off this alien. All this happened in like 20-30 seconds, and then I passed out again. But in the other arm, I managed to pull up the bed sheet was over my head, up to my forehead, because I had it over my ear on the side. And as I flipped it up, I saw this 3-foot alien grey standing there with big black eyes, just as what they explained. That was almost. It looked like it was self-illuminated. It looked like it had like the luminous, had like luminescent skin, like you see on undersea sea creatures. And I thought, wow, that's amazing.
Like deep sea creatures,
Yeah, it was kind of all colourful, and the eyes were deep black, and he looked at me, and I just passed out, and I started having this crazy dream, and I thought, next morning I woke up and thought, that was really a strange experience I had last night. Why would I dream of a dream in a dream? I said,
Right.
And why have I got no back pain today? And they were sticking a needle in me, and I said something must have happened. Must have been a real experience. So,
Wow.
Was there any needle mark in you?
well, how am I going to see around my spine for a needle mark? I've never told that story to my parents because it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
But Mum did say, she's in the bedroom next door, that 1 week, couple of weeks after, I think it was, she heard men talking really loudly, like the TV was on, and I said it wasn't me, I was deep to sleep, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And she was saying, I hope he turns that noise off, because it'll wake up other people in the house. So that makes me wonder if they have come back since, or that was paranormal. Sure. So paranormal is very well linked to alien visitations. So if you start to experience things walking on your bed and around your bed, it could be just them cloaked, of course.
Fucking hell! You know, I had so within that time. When I was living at my mom's is when I saw the most stuff and all that, but I was also having, I was getting this like sleep paralysis where like I would wake up, but I was completely paralyzed and like I'd be like freaking out and like gasping for air.
That's what I was explaining to you, Paul.
And I had that happen so many times when I lived there. And then when I moved, I never had it happen again. And I just chalked it up to like stress or whatever and all this. And I mean, I'm not saying like what, you know, I'm not trying to make any conclusions or draw any conclusions, but it definitely was a thought for a while that like, you know, it's like you get the thought but then you think you're crazy for thinking the thought, but like,
I know,
it does happen to people. And like, am I talking myself into this?
And that's exactly it. You question your own, your own reality or your own stable mind. You think, am I losing it too?
Yeah.
So that's why I understand people when they have experience, paranormal or alien.
Yeah.
I'm not just a debunker. I'm the real deal. I've had my own experiences, and I call bullshit. You know, as you well know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know when someone's talking about their alien experience, it doesn't sort of match my experience. I do wonder if they're just making it up.
Yeah, sure.
Because some people like attention.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Yeah, we know one.
So, yeah. Oh well, you managed to tell your story.
But yeah, that's a wild story, man. I've never heard you tell that before. Have you told that before? Or?
Yep. We got a playlist
on the show.
There's a playlist of all my experiences in it. You just have to watch the episodes.
Oh yeah, I totally will. I didn't know that was there.
And there's also a playlist, and you'll probably be added to it as well. There's a playlist for members' stories as well.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll say it again. I mean, my stories aren't that groundbreaking, but you know, they definitely happened, and they're definitely weird. You know, it definitely, you know, it was something. It's something interesting.
Well, I keep looking up in the sky, and I never see any UFOs. That's the really strange thing about it.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything since that. Well, possibly I saw something when I moved to this other house, but after that, I haven't seen anything. And I look. I'm not a smoker anymore, so I don't go outside. I don't really have the excuse of going outside every 20 minutes anymore. You know, not like it's not cool to be out there, but you know. But yeah, I haven't been nearly as diligent. I mean, that could have just been because of all those hours out there. You know what I mean? I just happened to catch something that was going on in that minute or two or whatever. You know.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe you'll be invited.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think some of us are invited to find out the truth before we die, and I think Earl Grey will probably be one of them. and maybe I will as well. Maybe.
Yeah, man, I would love to know. I
Mm.
feel like I've had just literally endless hours of thinking about all these different subjects that all tie into the same thing, and just being so curious and just wanting to know, like, and like
Mm.
tired of being like try to be tricked by people. You know what I mean? Like, I
Well, I think the best way of living your life is to wanting to know things, not
Yeah.
walk around like a zombie all the time,
Right.
like
Yeah.
a lot of people do.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. By connecting with other people, that I think you become more open to have something happen, whether it's paranormal to start with,
Mm-hmm.
to actual visitation. You'll find a lot of
Yeah,
the researchers out there actually have admitted to visitations, but obviously they never talked about it till later on, because they didn't want to
Right.
think people were thinking that they're just making up stuff,
Sure.
And
Right.
I'm trying not to swear because we're meant to be anti-swear here, but I think you need like a good heart on you, and like you have to be a good person. If you're going to be one of these fraud channels, you're never ever going to have anything happen to you. What they're seeing is going to be obviously misidentified, the whole shebang of it.
Sure.
When you have a real experience, you know that you're having a real experience from what I've now experienced, right? So maybe the next thing I'll see will be a UFO next, maybe, just to say here we are.
Yeah,
but I think New Zealand is.
Your thing is like way cooler than seeing something in the sky, though. Like I know, like now that's what you want to see. You want to see that craft or whatever, because I know that's what you do. That's what you're looking at all the time. Like you want to see a real one in real life, but like, dude, I mean, you had these things touching you, and I mean that's above and beyond fucking. That's above and beyond awesome. Above and beyond awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that.
Sorry.
Well, at least my experience. Yeah, at least my experience proves that aliens exist. Well, if you see a UFO, you don't know whether it's our tech or their tech.
Right. Sure. Did you? All right. I didn't know.
Sorry, Charles wanted to say something.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
No, I just said that I was agreeing with him with the sleep paralysis, because that's happened to me twice. It's happened to me,
really,
and it's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah,
you're just lying there and you're like trying to scream, and there's nothing coming out.
Yeah,
and you can't move any part of your body.
That's when you said you were trying to.
But the last time I had my arm up on my wife's back, and I could just like put my nail onto her skin, and after a few minutes she woke up and thumped me, and I just came out of it.
Yeah,
but 2 times I don't know how long I don't know how long I was like that, because you're fully aware of everything's going on. You're aware where your eyes
can't move anything.
You can't move your head. And, just wide awake at everything, and you just can't do it. You're like screaming to yourself.
I think I don't get alien visitations very much because I'm always up. always on the computer, always the lights on, and sometimes I just pass out in front of the computer. That's the only time.
Yeah, they were waiting for their moment.
They're all waiting for Paul to turn his lights off, so he knows he's gone to bed.
Sure.
Yeah, well, I think when I pass out in front of the computer and I wake up 2 hours later, maybe something's happened then, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I can't keep my eyes open, and like I've been drugged, for operation. That's pretty much how I feel when I pass out, and I can't stop it. I got to go sleep. Kind of crazy.
When you said the thing where you were trying to scream and nothing was coming out, I was like, that's just like the sleep paralysis I was getting, and you're just like all your thoughts are there. So
Yeah,
you're like
everything.
you're
Like,
screaming in your head. Like you're like, you know.
Yeah, but I've woken up lots of times with back pain and turned around and touched the light to turn it on, or got up and had a pee and then went back to bed and just repositioned myself, But this time was totally different. So yeah, I reckon it was actually happened 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible, man.
And I didn't hear any voices in my head. And yeah, I didn't know what was going on, basically.
Did you ever think about doing like the like that regression therapy stuff that I've seen people do?
I don't think I needed it because they didn't erase my memory of the event when I woke up.
Right, so you were asleep, so you wouldn't remember anyway. I see what you're saying. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was a dream, you don't often remember dreams unless you've woken up during it. So if you're dreaming something, and for some reason you get woken up by a loud bang or something in the house, or earthquake or whatever wakes you up, then you remember what you were dreaming about. And you often go into the kitchen or whatever and say, I just had this crazy dream, I'd explain it to you.
Right.
My dreams are almost like real people, like people that I don't even know, but they seem to know me, and it's kind of weird, dreams, if you remember them. But I've had dreams that come true.
Sure.
I can't explain it, and I've had an outer body when I was in my teens, which I can't explain why it happened. But yeah, I was definitely pressed against the ceiling when it happened, and I could feel my hands on the ceiling. And we had a ceiling pattern, like we had stripes on the ceiling, and I could see the stripes. It was like my nose was pressed up against, and my eyes against the ceiling, thinking this is so weird. And then I managed to touch the ceiling with my hands, and then I flipped around and saw me laying in bed next to my mum, because she was home alone because Dad went away. So she said, come upstairs into the bed because I need someone next to me, else I can't sleep.
Right.
Yeah, sure. And that's when it happened to me.
But like we're real. They say children and stuff are real susceptible to like all that stuff. Like we have.
Yeah, you got to remember it's before the internet.
When we're younger.
Yeah, that's before we had any books on mysteries like that. So that sort of started my interest into things, and I started getting these mystery books, and then I saw Out of Body, and I thought, that seems to ring a bell.
Yeah, right?
So yeah, that's how we learnt it before the internet back in 1998, I think, when we first got on the internet in New Zealand. And it was only dial-up back then too, so there's only so much you could do. But now we're on full-blown fibre, and we can do this worldwide. Streaming and talking about it.
Sure. Yeah, I've never actually owned a computer, man. I've only ever I just had like a smartphone. So
it would have been good if you did some drawings for the show.
I know. Yeah. Like I
share them on Discord.
Again, I can't. I should. I can draw something. I can draw. Yeah, but I mean, I should have. You're right.
So yeah, was there anything else you want to talk about there, or we can move on to something else to look at here?
I mean, I just, I did. I had some things I wanted to ask you about, or like kind of get your opinion on, but
yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know what your plan was here. Yeah. So like, what's your take on like Stephen Greer?
Total fraud.
So, okay.
Hey, my opinion on Stephen Greer. I think maybe he has a mental problem.
Okay.
And I've told that he might have Asperger's syndrome, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
He's definitely a good organizer of people, and he's a good speaker, so he can motivate people.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you know how
You don't buy
people.
what he's selling.
No, the C5
So
stuff. No. I've never done it in my life, and yet I had alien visitation, right? And
yeah.
I never knew that was going to happen. And
Right.
when the pain was turned back on, and I said, please turn it back on in my head, and
Mm-hmm.
got the buzz in my ear, in one ear, I like to say, not two ears. The buzzing was only in one
Right.
ear. And
Okay.
then an hour later, all the pain went again. You know, so I say it was instant. I suppose it was a gradual pain release. The pain was gradually easing off, but after hours, back to manageable levels, right? And now I lived with pain all my life, with RSI and stuff like that. And
Okay.
yeah, it's good to be not taking the opiates, right? So
Yeah.
because
For
they make you
sure.
a zombie. They make you a
Sure.
zombie, and yeah, I think they didn't like me taking the pills, personally.
Yeah.
So that tells me that probably someone like Tyler's never had any experiences in his life. Certainly paranormal, no, and alien for sure. Because I don't think you can get it when you're in zombie mode. I think you
Sure.
gotta, and you also got to have this pure heart, and he certainly hasn't got a pure heart. He might come across as a nice country boy, but he was actually quite nasty. He could be quite nasty in comments. I'm not sure if you catch some of his tweets, but
No, I don't follow him like that. Like he just kind of keeps coming back up, though, you know. And he just had there's like a famous singer, Demi Lovato. I don't know if you saw this, but they did like so. She was on like American Idol. I'm pretty sure she won, possibly, but she's like super, like, you know, like Britney Spears level for a while. Maybe she's not that way, but you know, Katy Perry and Miley Cyrus and Demi Lovato, right? So they did like a live YouTube thing. It came up on my thing like a couple weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, and they did like a live CE5 meditation thing, and my mind was blown because these celebrities don't normally like attach themselves to like these kind of things. So like I'm trying to explain to my girlfriend, like, this is, even though like I don't really follow this guy and I'm not sure how I feel about him, this is insane. This is like a major celebrity like getting in on this now, you know? So like
yeah.
I just thought that was wild. I just wanted to kind of know your take on that, or you know, how you felt about that stuff.
I've done
you know?
several episodes on Stephen Greer, looking at his website and pictures, and break them all down and tell you actually what you're looking at. And lots of hoaxes and fake images that he uses.
So there was that documentary, and there was like a handful of them, like right in the trailer, wasn't there? Like it was like,
here's a Dr. Greer playlist, so I'll paste it in the side chat. It should have all the main ones there that you can watch after the show.
Okay. Sure.
But yeah, and when you watch what I break it down, you'll see that he's a con man.
Yeah, and that's what I worry about, you know, like that. Like, I just want to know what's going on. That's all, you know. I mean, I'm nobody, right? Like,
well, I look at it this way: if he's able to talk to aliens in his head all the time, he should be able to create an event where he can get all the reporters together and just cool the aliens down and capture it on film.
Yeah. Right.
You know, even if you told people that you're going to do an event at a certain place, and they don't tell you you're going to set up spy cameras and all that, so the aliens can't read it from your mind. Then, if you don't know if there's going to be cameras there or people watching, then you might catch them out, right? So, but that never ever happened. Because basically that's what you have to do. I think you have to. If you're going to investigate an alien abduction case, I think you got to not tell the people that you're going to set up a camera across the road in neighbour's house or whatever. So you catch them out. You catch them out. See if they're faking stuff or wherever you catch the aliens out. But normally what will happen is the camera always goes to static when they claim the events happened.
Right.
Whether they found a way to fake that, I don't know, but Earl Grey reckons that this is typical of aliens. When you're trying to catch on film, they know about it and they
they
will
just shut
disable
it off or
it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Or scramble it, or kill your phone, or whatever. Yeah, that's what it seems.
Yeah.
To happen.
Plus, a couple of years ago, they were saying on Open Minds that Stephen Greer was charging $2,000 a head to go out to the desert, beat on drums, and watch the sky for, I don't know, flares, satellites passing overhead, or balloons being released by whoever's making a hoax for him. I believe that he must know that the hoax and stuff, that flare drop one, that flare drop video when I looked at, if you go and watch it, there was actually a plane that flew low, which was a private plane that flew low of that bay at that particular time where the flares lit up. And they were asked, do you know Dr. Greer? Were you asked to drop any flares out the window? And they said no comments. And to go away. So that's kind of suspicious to me. Normally you'd say no, and I can prove it. I had a passenger, so-and-so, you can go and talk to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it could easily have been people on a dinghy that shot up some flares, and then the parachutes open up and come down.
Sure.
But, yeah. But you can watch that video. You can see all the smoke out to sea anyway. There was something happening there. But yeah, I reckon it was staged, and that's why you needed near the beach. But I thought someone said there was some military exercises or Coast Guard exercises that were taking place. But
okay, yeah, I mean that makes sense,
But cool. But on the flight,
people out of money then, and he's preying on, people gullible people, like I don't want to be gullible. Like I don't want to buy into the BS,
Sheep following thing.
Yeah. So I think the people that do see five or try to do it, and see something, then they believe in it, right? But it might be that you're actually connecting with other UFO people that sort of opening up the doorway for you to see something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you've got a closed off mind, they're less likely to show themselves to you.
Right.
Is what a lot of people say. If you're like a Mick West, you'll never see them because your mind's set against having an experience.
Yeah.
Which may be true. Maybe some sort of chemical makeup in the brain that sort of blocks that part of the brain from actually experiencing something. Because it may not be actual visual that you're seeing. It might actually be an implanted image into the head, so to speak, which they now know from doing science experience that they can actually do that. And they can read the human brain now, and actually get some sort of image that they're seeing with their eyes, which is kind of interesting. So the more research they do, the more they're about to perfect that technology of reading the mind, or at least seeing what's in the mind.
Right. Have you ever watched that show Black Mirror? Black Mirror on Netflix?
Oh, yes. It's really twisted.
Yeah. Right. But like a lot of that stuff is like, I mean, some of the stuff we could totally be going that way. They had this one. So the one episode was basically they had like some kind of implant where it would like record everything that you're seeing like perfectly, like and then you could like rewind it and watch it and all this. And
I remember the episode.
He's trying to hide. Yeah, he's like trying to hide, or like she was trying to hide that she had like an affair, and like he's like trying, like you can somehow access like other people's memories. Like you can like basically like plug into something and it would like pop up on the TV and you could watch it. Like we're going that way, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, we're
not
definitely
that far off from that kind of
well.
stuff. You know?
If you look at the recent news, Elon Musk has bought a new company to do exactly that, brain implants.
Okay.
I'll see what we can find here.
I am.
I'll fix it. Hopefully. Here we go. Elon Musk unveils updated Neuralink brain. There we go.
Oh, I've been hearing about this link. Neuralink, is it? That's what it is. Neuralink. Yeah, neuro, like brain, like neuro. Right?
Yeah.
Like NE something, right?
Where's the image gone? It's loading up a load of ads on the side. So, yeah, not too sure how they're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to the ear, by the looks of it. Ear, and goes into parts of the brain, which is kind of scary. Wires run on the outside of the head, doesn't it?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, right, no. That's the old method.
Oh, yeah, it's the old way. This other way is just one little thing in the... Yeah.
Yeah.
A microchip in your brain.
You can bet this is to do with military tech too.
Oh, come on, of course.
Mm.
Of course.
Apparently they put it in pigs, and I'm not sure if they could control pigs, but could you imagine a pig army coming towards you with machine guns? With machine guns?
Yeah. And a little helmet, and like a little vest with like grenades on it and stuff.
It sounds like a good sci-fi movie, but it might actually turn out to be real.
Right.
You could just knock out a load of pigs and just send them into North Korea and just overrun it, you know?
Yeah.
And if they get, and could be suicidal pigs too, like they could just self-detonate.
Kamikaze pigs.
So that would be worse than terrorists, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
so there's a neuro implant that they put into your brain. And
it looks like a little like a DVD or something, or is it like a ball?
I don't know. It looks like it's a core copper wires there, and a chip in the middle. It's like some sort of transmitter. So how they get power to it? Maybe it's not powered on all the time. Like you have to wear like a helmet that sort of induces a current. Or it could be, this is what alien technology would be, you know, this is what they would stick into your body, right?
That's what they talk about, the implants. They're like real small. And
yeah,
so they could be like the implants they use for deaf people.
Yeah, it looks like a hearing aid.
Because they could implants inside the head, can't they now?
So the chip technology is getting better. It can be run on lower and lower power all the time, and they can cram a lot more onto the surface. So we're getting down to atom sizes rather than molecule sizes now of memory storage, right? Once they go into atom storage of information, then that's when we're sort of like going to be up with alien technology, I think. Prototype version 0.9 measures 23 millimeters by 8 millimeters.
Implanted into the brain.
So
clever stuff.
Clever, but kind of scary too. There he is there.
I mean, they also have like the what is that called? It's like they've like weaponized it, but it's called like what is it called? Like the voice of God or something, where they can basically like, it's like with like microwave waves, and they could like put thoughts and emotions like into your brain and make you think stuff or see things or hear. The voice of God, is that what I said? Which I mean, that in itself is insane, you know. But then they want to put a microchip in your head. So like, what if people start hacking into these things in your head? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Is
They
that
could become
Oh.
they could become zombie voters. Vote
Yeah.
Biden.
right?
Mass
Exactly.
control.
In fact, that's what may have happened. Who knows? Maybe aliens have been putting chips in Americans' brains for the last 10 years, ready for the voting.
Yeah, right. Put everybody on when it was time.
Yeah.
Like the Manchurian Candidate, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you wanted to ask some more questions, I guess. Go ahead.
Yeah. What else do I got here?
Or we could leave it for another day.
Yeah,
Yep.
sure. Yeah. I don't want to take, take
No, that's all right. Just go ahead. That's fine. Anything you want to know?
Yeah. I basically, I'm like engaging your opinion on things, because it's things that like I've been on the fence about, What else? What about we were talking through direct message, and you seem to have a sour taste about Richard Dolan.
Yeah.
Which I just want to preface it with, I really like the guy. I do. I know we talked a little bit, and I do see him as like a historian. So basically, he's just recounting or putting together all these stories and putting it in a book.
I think his intentions was realistic in the early days, but I think as times progress, he's taken on more of the woo factor and also the frauds out there, and to promote his books, obviously, but to also promote his live shows that he does, because he makes quite a lot of money on the side. You may notice when he gets lots of super chats, right?
Oh yeah. Sure.
Hundreds of dollars, in fact. He got $500 from one guy when he did the Wilson document leaks, right?
Sure.
Which I believe is what Black Vault has said they are. I think they were just like a scripted movie plot, and it was sent out to probably...
I like that guy.
Send out to Mitchell or whoever it was, the astronaut, and he just stuck it on the shelf, right? He probably read it and stuck it on the shelf and left it in the paper bag and forgot about it. And then the person that probably didn't get any response from him probably sent it around to other people, and they just was taken out of context, and so they think it was
there's
real.
Nobody to back up what it actually was, right?
Yeah. But he may have just got a temporary thing without the cover page, right?
Sure.
As well.
Right.
It might have been someone trying to prank him. They may have found it in a waste bin at Hollywood or somewhere and thought, oh, we'll just pull off the cover of that and just send it around a few people and just see if they believe it. Take it to a convention or something and see if they believe it.
There is that video of like the alien autopsy, which... Bro, come on. Right off the bat, you
could tell it's dodgy.
It's not real, right? You can tell, even if you're not even looking at the alien, what the doctors are doing is not real. You know what I mean? Like, you can see them, the way they're moving, they're not really doing anything, right?
No.
And there's actually a guy that came out years ago where he talked about how he made like the actual alien and put the set together and all this kind of stuff. He's got a YouTube channel too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he Richard Dolan. He's all about.
You're talking about
censorship and.
What's his name? Starts with S. Salelas or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like he's like a Spanish guy. Like he's like Hispanic. I feel like that's how I remember him. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. This is what
like
we have.
He was Robert, like South American or something like that.
That's where we have Robert for to remember people's names.
Yeah, right. But I think you're right. I think it did begin with an S. So yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I got blocked by his wife, which I didn't like so much. I think he went downhill when he met his second wife, or maybe it's his third. I don't know. No, I think it's his second. Half his age or whatever.
Tracy lady.
Tracy lady.
Why? What?
Yeah. She took over. she was doing the research and he was just going with it.
Right.
But yeah, I just posted a comment to her, and she was trolling the comments and deleting all the negative comments, which you don't normally do. You normally answer the negative comments and just leave them there, right?
Right.
To see how many other people are still believing nonsense, But yeah, I said to her that you should really. You didn't really make that episode clear that it was actually pre-recorded. That they were trying to make it look like it was a live stream, and it was actually pre-recorded. And they do it as a premiere, allows them to do the side chats. So they can collect super donations,
right,
as they're watching it. And she could just sit there and talk to people on the side chat. So it's like it's another way of doing a live stream without actually doing it live. But I said to you, you really should say this is pre-recorded, and Premiere was fairly new option, right? And you should explain Premiere is actually allows you to play pre-recorded content with a side chat to interact with the audience. She got all nasty about it and ended up. She said if you don't like it here, you can just leave. And in the end, she ended up banning me. You know.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. See, I was just trying to keep it honest. I said, well, you got to keep it honest to people.
Yeah.
You know, and if you tell them it's a premiere for what you're going to do, then they're still going to donate and interact with you.
Right. Right.
But the people in the side chat were talking like it was actually live. They were talking to Dolan, but he wasn't there. I think he was away, and it was just Tracy doing it. She was just uploading it.
Okay. Right.
But yeah, I thought, that was particularly nasty there.
Yeah.
Hey, Susan, how's it going? Yeah, missed all the good stuff. We got tommyT with us today, and he's just told us about all his sightings over the years. So Dolan was one, Greer was one. You wanted an opinion on? Who else?
Well, the one thing I really like about Dolan, is that he doesn't. Okay, what's your thoughts on Corey Good, bro? You're not into him, right?
Okay, the other problem I got with Dolan is, before we move on, is he doesn't like debunkers. He's made that pretty clear, and he doesn't really debunk himself. What he'll do is he'll try and pull apart a debunker's claim. Because when I debunked the Dr. Lear footage of the aliens, and actually told people what it actually is, oddly enough, 2 days later, they started talking about the same footage, and they found some other guy's video where he was talking almost about the same thing, but he wasn't explaining it as well as I was, and they're saying, oh, I don't believe that, because he wasn't actually showing them how it all fit together like I do. I do it with overlays and show you how the heads move and why it appears with the gaps and all that sort of stuff. So you haven't watched my debunk on the Dr. Lear footage. There was 2 videos. One was an earlier one where I was recapping it, and the third one was the actual debunk. But you can find the playlist for that one. So Corey Goods, absolute fraud, a liar. That's fairly obvious, right? He claimed that they could take him travelling through time and space, right? And then they brought him back and they regressed him back to his time that they took him away.
Yeah, sort of it's called. What is it called? The 20 and back. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's too much. It's too much. And then Dolan actually went through a whole episode. I don't think it was dedicated to talking about him, but he spent a half an hour on it about how that there was all this evidence that this guy actually went through this old database. And was basically taking from other people's stories and stuff, and basically memorized all this stuff, and then just started spitting it out like it was his own. But he combined
Same as Billy Meyer.
Many. Yeah. I know a guy. Well, I watched the guy debunk him a lot too. Which that was very fascinating when I first came across it. It's like that stuff is like the surface stuff. You know what I mean? Like when you first start getting into like the subject and all that kind of stuff, you see all this stuff.
Okay, so this is
once
how
you start
know.
Paying attention, you see through the bull stuff. The bull.
Well, this is how you know that Corey Good is absolutely lying. If aliens are able to take you anywhere in the universe, they could certainly give you a whole bag full of gold or gems to not have to work. So you don't have to sell mugs and T-shirts on your YouTube channel. Like you could be totally free for life. So yeah, where's all the gold and gems that the aliens could have left you with from asteroids and stuff? So that's how you know that someone's lying, because you wouldn't need to sell and go to contact in the desert and get paid whatever they get paid. They get paid quite a lot of good money, actually. I've heard of figures up to $10,000 for the event each, sort of thing. So.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I did want to check one. Like there was one in Maryland. So Maryland's only like it's very close to where we are. It was in Baltimore, so it's like an hour from where I live. They had like one of those alien cons, I think it was, like that guy we were talking about. It's not. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Giorgio something. I think he was doing it. So it's like a big thing, and I had never been to one of these things, and I was gonna go, and then I talked myself out of it, man. I was like, I'm gonna end up spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, like trying to like see people and meet people and whatever, So
all are out to go make as much money as they can, and then
clear off. I mean, we all need money, but it's like,
Yeah, they're talking big money, though, aren't they?
Right.
Dream money to us.
Yeah. Yes. Plus, I don't believe in time travel. I think that's a misleading concept. Einstein's idea of it is wrong. I think time always progresses forward. If you approach the speed of light, right, everything slows down, because it's sort of thinking that the visual memory, the light's coming at you all the time, right? So if you're nearing the speed of light, then that photon's not going to go into your eye to process in your brain, so everything seems to be slowing down.
But Paul, you're saying that you believe in the Star Trek when they say like, beam me up, Scotty, like you can beam from one place to another. Do you think that's ever going to come up?
No, but I think it might be possible that they can create a body double where you can transfer your conscience into.
Like a little avatar kind of deal.
Yeah, like so like you're sort of like
and
so I think if we had on Earth, they could go from one side of the planet to the next instead of all the air travel.
Do you ever think maybe that's what like these like the Greys are and stuff? Like, what if they are
could
from
be
somewhere else, and it's literally like a person, like you or me or Charles, and this is just like the little avatars, so they can go really far without having to be there. And then they just kind of beam in their, themselves.
I did mention that
almost
last
like
time we had
control.
I did mention that with Earl last time we had him on, talking about that.
Okay.
And then I did my universe theory one. Where is it? Which I think you've watched. I think I gave you the link to it and said have a watch of that. Was it you I gave it to?
It's possible. I'd have to see it to remember it.
There's a lot of stuff to catch up with if you want to.
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff out there.
I can't even catch up with
this one here, where I've got my early diagram that I did when I was on Earl's show, because his one was the previous day or week, midweek, and that was midweek. Oh yeah, last week. So we talk about it with Earl. If you've not watched that one, you should. And then I do this particular episode to to break it down to more depth, because JD80 said, can you explain it better? I said, well, I will try, but I haven't got anything prepared, and it sort of was like tripping over my tongue while doing it, but we got there in the end. And yeah, I talked about the multi-universe model, where things can appear to be time traveled, or you could be like in another realm, if you accept that there's going to be multi dimensions of universes. So sometimes you'll break into another Earth like planet that's in the future, and you're seeing alien greys, which may be future humans, what they evolve into. Maybe because something happens to the sun in that universe where everything's dark and you get bigger eyes, and you live underground or whatever, or go under sea or whatever. Because the sea is actually, if you understand water is actually what's used as like, it's better than lead. It stops radiation. So if you're far down below the sea and the radiation is less at the bottom of the sea than it is on the surface, right? Because you got all them water molecules that the radiation bumps into, the ionized radiation bumps into. But yeah, this again comes into all science and connecting all the dots, and of course a lot of this comes into my dreams. All right, so I get a lot of these ideas and dreams, and I wake up and remember it, and I think, well, I need to expand on that idea to see if it makes sense with other stuff I've looked into, like Tesla's experiments, and sure enough, it does all fit into together like a jigsaw. This is why I'm different than other podcast hosts that have this sock puppets. You know, they're just repeating the same old stuff. Haven't got their own sort of models or theory, or even understand basic science to comprehend what they're talking about. So that, you know, and they claim that they don't like my channel, so they don't watch my channel and learn. They don't learn about Tesla, all the Tesla research I did, and how I interpret what he was doing, and probably what he interpreted from it as well. And also discovered what gravity was, so he could actually nullify it to some degree, where objects would lose mass, which is what we're talking about nowadays with the Nimitz stuff. That there might be some experiment that they're mucking around with. Are you still there? I think we've lost him.
Sorry, I had to switch headphones.
Oh, right. I've heard a lot of clicking and crackling.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but you sound a wee bit further away now, I think.
Yeah, it's because I have a wireless headphone now. My phone was at 1%. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh, that's all right. You might just have to put the mic closer to your mouth. Can you hear him all right, guys, on the live stream? Yeah, you were louder before, but anyway. Yeah, just go and check out the episodes anyway. It's the only way you can be able to understand it, or because repeating it doesn't do the same justice, you know. And of course, you're drawing pictures as you explain it. So where were we now? Corey Good. Yeah. So I think we're probably finished with blue chickens.
Yeah.
You know, he might be more believable if he was talking about alien greys, right, and what other abductees were experiencing. But yeah, you know, you can look him up, right? Corey Good. Probably better find it. Corey Good, and there's a particular reporter that interviewed the Gaia TV boss, the producer at the time. He's an ex-producer. Said that they used to have private chats, that they were making up the whole story, him and David, and now they're trying to sue Gaia and all this sort of stuff to silence him, probably. Producer says,
yeah, that's David Wilcock, man. Like I remember I used to I used to follow Project Camelot when I first like got into watching the stuff on like YouTube
Breaking up
and
a lot
stuff.
now, Paul.
Am I breaking up?
Yeah.
Going back.
Bluetooth is pretty bad normally. Yeah, just keep your distance close to the device, I guess, might solve the problem.
Yeah, I got it like right next to my mouth.
Volume's down very low.
Hold on a second. Let me
Yeah, I can't adjust that because Charles would be too loud then.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. What'd you do?
Better.
Is that better? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I remember coming across David Wilcock when I was watching these Project Camelot videos, like when I first started getting into like UFO stuff on YouTube. And I was like, oh, this guy knows a lot, man. He's got all this stuff. And then you find out that like, you know, he tried to play himself off as like a reincarnated Edgar Casey. And there's actually proof of that when he called like the Art Bell show, and he didn't give his actual name, but he goes through it like, you know, and he's trying to convince him that like he's like the reincarnated Edgar Casey. And then you don't hear, you know, he denies it and shit, but I'm sorry. He denies it, but it's obviously him, you know. And then just all this like craziness with the Corey Good stuff, and I don't know. I think he went the wrong way. Like he had like he was on a path, and instead of going right, he went left. You know what I mean? Took a couple of U-turns.
Did that copy it all right? So YouTube. I think it's right. I thought it was a Reddit post. Yeah. Why does it come up with a YouTube link though? Disclosure.
Cosmic Disclosure. It was like their show on that. I never had that. I never bought the channel and stuff. The app, the Gaia app. But yeah, that was like their. I think that was the name of their show, Cosmic Disclosure.
Well, let's try that again. But anyway, there's meant to be a video there of the producer being interviewed, and basically they out him, and probably got people down here talking about it.
Right.
The video is important. I'm so glad it was posted again, but videos like this can be just as helpful to the community as potential hurtful. If Corey Good's a fraud, that means Jason Rice's testimony is most likely real. So yeah, going to be talking a lot of crap around here. Normally the Reddit guys are normally pretty switched on guys, but you often get some crackpots there too.
Yeah.
You have been automatically removed. Yeah, I actually got banned off r/UFOs, I think it is. Or was it there's UFO and there's UFOs. For no reason. Apart from saying I broke community guidelines, which I don't believe I did. I was posting a lot of stuff about Tyler, and I think Tyler paid the guy off.
Sure.
Because anyone can create their own sort of subreddit, right? They can call it anything, UFOs, history, or whatever, and you can start have people posting there. Yeah, of course, they never reply to my emails. You know, normally you give person a warning. You don't just delete them straight away. And that's basically what they did to me on that channel, which I was really disappointed with. Because a lot of people were talking about the fraud channels, and I would give them links to say, well, have a look at this, I got real proof that they're hoaxes.
Sure.
So yeah, there was a lot of cover-up happening throughout the whole UFO field. They're sort of covering up for Tyler and all these big channels, but I think they're all getting paid off, right?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, there's
We're
so
not
much money
fine.
in it right now that, you know, it's almost like the mafia. You know, like.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anything else? No. Well, we can always carry on another day when you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome.
We might just see if we can do a live debunk together then. Okay. So let's have a look at the latest third phase of the moon.
Oh, guys. This was the first channel I came across when I started searching for UFO stuff on YouTube. And immediately I was like, this is so fake. Like, how, and they had like millions of views.
Wow.
Absolutely insanity.
They might have done in the old days,
Like,
but nowadays they're lucky. They're lucky to get over 20,000 nowadays. So a lot of these subscribers are dead subscribers, right?
Yeah, they have to be, man. Like, I don't know how anybody can buy that stuff.
Blind sheep following up.
Alright, so should we start at the latest one and work backwards? Where did we get to last time? The Bigfoot thing, wasn't it? Could this be... Okay, no, we'll start with this one and then go forward. We'll do it differently this time. Yeah, they got the... What's that there? GoPro? What's that on the front?
There's like a light, and then she's got a phone on the dashboard.
Phone on... Yeah, got a arm sucker thing on the thing.
It's got permission granted to share it to the world via third phase of moon.
Got permission, so... Meaning that he crawled and asked for permission. So it must be here, is it? Not all those thousands of videos they get sent that they can't keep up with, but they got to go and troll. And it's like a Russian or Ukrainian lady here, by the looks of it. So let's have a quick look, see if it's her. Looks like it. Alright. So what do we know what happens in Ukraine and Russia lately? A lot of military exercises, right? So straight away we're going to think, oh yes, there's going to be another flares dump. Right, here you go. The United States, America is loving your UFO sighting from Russia. Is there any chance you can go there again and send us footage? Assuming that she can read English, of course.
I went on to a video link, and then I had it translated back to English. Then I found where she was.
Reservoir. So that could be like a great man-made lake, right? Okay, so I'm not sure if there's a map location. So we can just play it on his on now, which is always meant to be the better option, because we can see that they cut out. So when I see that straight away, I think that's far away flares been dropped from a jet flying low on parachute flares. You can see it's reflecting off water as well here, by the looks of it. Plus we got a Fata Morgana effect happening probably as well. But yeah, we'll just zoom in on it. And I think we can see smoke trail as well as blinking lights, right? You have to zoom right in. Right, wobbling the camera a wee bit. And now where have we gone to?
Yeah.
In Russian, is it?
Вдоль уже водохранилища.
He could be swearing at Brent Cousins for all we know.
Yeah.
I'm going to send it to that ponytail guy and see if I can fool him. So... I'm not talking about crop circles, is she?
That's what. Yeah.
Don't know. I think she might. Is that a what do you call it? Metal detector she's got there.
Yeah.
So she's obviously looking for stuff that's been dropped. Which, if they're doing military exercises, all sorts of metal's going to fall from the sky, right? So what stuff has she found? Bones. There you go. In Russia, it could be a whole graveyard of dead people too, couldn't it? From World War Two. And of course, you're going to find military weapons as well, right? So that's probably what she's got there. That kind of looks like.
They say where this is? It looks like a dried up lake or something.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, doesn't it? That kind of looks like bits of an old car to me. Isn't that something that you'd have in a car? Looks like some sort of switching component.
Yeah, maybe.
Now, what do you call it? A distributor cap, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, kind of looks like that.
It'll just flick around, touch the points. Bits of rubber, nails. So it's nothing to do with that sighting. So whereabouts was it? It was only a few seconds, was it?
Yeah, it's just like right in the beginning there, I guess.
Yeah, somewhere. Coming up.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did the ponytail twins have to say about it?
Oh, we'll go back to them in a minute. Okay, let's just have a look at it again. You can see how far away it is. She's zooming in there. I don't know if it's with a proper camera or digital zoom at this stage. Does it get more pixelated as she zooms? Alright, could be an optical zoom 2 times, it says here. 20 times, I mean. Out of focus, in focus. See, to me, I can see flickering, typical flares, right? And far enough away that you don't see the smoke trail. Nothing major there. Did she say it was UFO? In the title?
Sure.
Is that UFO? There it is, HNO.
Yeah.
You reckon that would be UFO? Let's see if we can translate it. Translate, is that translate? There we go. Weird film on the resident UFO. Yeah, this too. We were warned not to go there. Well, you're not warned not to go there because they're doing military exercises or they're testing out weapons.
They don't want you to get blown up.
Road side of it.
So look at all these people jumping on here. Can I have permission? So let's go back to them and see what they're going to say.
And what we're about to share with you is extraordinary. So the story goes, there's a YouTube channel.
I thought it was particularly boring myself.
We're going to supply her original link below. And she was on a treasure quest. She's a metal detector and she's out there doing her hobby, looking for relics, coins, anything unusual from the past. And I really love treasure hunters. You can see some of the things she finds. It's an incredible hobby that people have, but sometimes while you're out there, you experience something unexpected. And apparently, she was out there where she was warned not to trespass in this area. I'm not sure. Look at these lights that are appearing to hover over the reservoir. What are we looking at? Is this some kind of secret technology from the Russians?
Guys,
straight away into secret technology. Oh, could it possibly be flares? So I'll just be honest for a change, guys, and tell you the truth. I think it's flares, but we'll go with the fantasy stuff because it's good for subs and super chats. It doesn't take too much to be honest and also have real UFO stories, does it?
Sure.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah,
Experimenting,
it's like comical.
basically out in the middle of nowhere. It is.
Oh, hang on, we can't hear you over the video when it's playing. Yep. What are you saying?
Sorry. I just said it's comical how he does these voiceovers. It's
yeah.
Clickbait.
It's clickbait. What is this clickbait? Wow. Could this be the best UFO sighting? Because people are going to have to click and watch it, right?
Of course. You got to know.
You got to know. Yeah. Did this Russian film military flares? What's your opinion? They could be honest about everything, but they're not, right?
Incredible video that we're looking at. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. This is breaking news. I just got permission. We're, again, going to be supplying the original link. But, Brent, are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, Blake, I'm still blown away.
No, I got my sunglasses on. It's so easy to make the fun of these guys. Literally, they just sound like idiots when they're meant to be serious UFO field, right?
It sounds like a high school
What we're
project.
looking at here over the reservoir.
Sorry. Oh, now I stuffed it up. I tried to pause it, but we got that pause problem happening.
Welcome back to
we'll just get to it, gang.
She actually discussed some of this stuff in Russian. Or she has pulled back with the camera.
channel out. She's got a really good channel. Had basically.
Alright, I must have missed it, gang. Oh, that music's terrible.
Russians experimenting basically out in the middle of nowhere. It is incredible video that we're looking at. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. This is breaking news. I just got permission. We're again going to be supplying the original link. But Brent, are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yeah, Blake, I'm still blown away about what we're looking at here over the reservoir. A fleet of UFOs. How big is it? That's a big question. I'm leaning towards probably about 30 to 50 feet, to say the least. What's it doing over there? Just hovering. You can see the reflection of lights upon the water.
Isn't that way you can tell size from a 2D camera? But you can see they are entertainment if you want to laugh at them and not take it seriously, right? So they could just they could just rebrand themselves called the UFO tools, right? And the double meaning, double meaning there. Right. And just make it into a big comedy where they do piss take of everybody's UFO video. They'd probably piss off a few people, wouldn't they? And
yeah.
But it's amazing how many people believe this stuff. Wow, best footage. Let's see. Does anyone? I think that Russian growl is out of this world.
I put a link on the bottom there, Paul, of where it is.
Hey guys, there was just a loud explosion in the city. That's nothing to do with the video, though, obviously. I think maybe the bottom light's a reflection off the water. Well, the light's reflecting off water. Yep, that's right. 20-mile radius off this UFO is their homestown. Yeah. It looks exactly like railway coach with lights on in the far
no
side.
Railway.
No. Have you got have you got a map of it? Have you?
Yeah, I've got the link. Go to Google Earth. I got the link there.
In a minute. Let's just have a read of some of these. The reflection may hurt the validity of the claim. Great video share.
Yeah, rubbish.
It's one craft. Rubbish. Underneath are the reflections from the lights above. Still waiting for third phase of the moon. It's a show my video I took. So here we go. We got someone here that sent them videos to put up, and they totally ignore them, right? Because it's probably not very interesting. It's probably like little lights in the sky, so just totally ignore them.
Sure.
But they still could. Yeah, they could still put it up and just say, "Oh no, that's definitely." Let's put it through the apps and say, "Oh yeah, that's just satellites, mate."
Right.
Or some military exercise happening. Or LED balloons, which is the most common one now. Yeah, LED lights, inside balloons. Why did she stop filming? Yes, exactly. Red flag time. We didn't see the UFO shoot vertically upwards and disappear.
Right.
And that one's got a right fleet of windows. They do look like windows to me when you zoom in. But David got comments on. I think they look like windows.
Look like typical flares to me, and because she doesn't film more than 5 minutes, you don't see the lights go out, right? So as soon as you see lights going out, you know they're flares, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we see? I see many F-15s landing on the runway. So they're all sort of guessing here. Okay. Like, I'm surprised no one said flares yet, actually. A riverboat. I don't know if it's a riverboat.
It's a reservoir.
But it could be a boat with handheld flares. It doesn't have to be military drop, of course. We saw a handheld flare being launched the other day when we were looking at something. I put it up. Let's see.
It's a reservoir or lake, one of the big massive things.
See, everyone's asking the right questions here. Why didn't third phase?
Right. Yeah, exactly. The guys are supposed to be the experts.
Well, no, they say they're not experts. They just like to get the information out to you. News channel.
Right.
News channel.
Zoom in.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a link, did you say, on the side?
For Google Maps.
Google Maps. I don't see a link. Did you post it
Put it
in
on
the chat?
Yeah, on the bottom of the chat.
It's only just come up on mine.
There.
Let's see if I can copy it. Let's see. Looks like it's a tricky one.
It's a Russian.
Looks like it's been clipped a wee bit. Let's see if I can select it the hard way. So let's see if it's right.
Mouse playing up again.
No, he's mucking around the headset, I think. Google Earth, it takes longer.
No, no, it was.
We actually got six. We actually got 6 people watching. This is pretty amazing. Who's the 6 out there? Susan, Area 51. We got Fuggy. Fuggy, is it? What's that? Hello. That's 3. Who else we got?
Flex is on there.
Flex is still on there. So that's 4. We got 2 more to count for.
Don't know.
I don't know either.
This is me.
Okay, so this
me
is
Tommy.
What are we looking at here? Is that water there? Yep. A load of water. And is there any train lines here? Looks like there's a road.
Definitely roads, yeah.
What's that there?
Road.
A dirt road? No, yeah, dotted line, can see that now. So whereabouts was she standing then?
You'd probably be on the other side, I
Over
think,
here.
'cause it's on the yeah. You can see there's all houses and everything all over this side.
Yeah. So it could be just flares let off from a boat then, couldn't it? Quite easily. And they're parachute flares and they slowly come down.
See all housing all the way along. There is an airport there as well, look.
What's that there?
Farming.
Airport. I don't see an airport.
Yeah, there's
Over
one there.
here.
Just to the left of the screen now. Just below
Oh,
the there.
I can see a runway.
Yep.
So she could be looking at that. So it could be planes taxiing
Yep.
on a runway even, right?
Sure.
Yep.
And she's over
You can see
here.
side on the other side, isn't there's a road there as well.
Mm. So that's another thing that Third Face didn't do. They didn't bring up a map just to see where she was and which direction she was looking. You know, it's just basic stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Right.
At least I think they haven't. Let's just keep going.
Maybe it's about 20 meters above the
See, that
water
kind of
itself.
looks like we were looking on the map. That looks like on that area on the other side, like you said, way over here. And she's looking across to the damn runway.
Yeah. Right.
It could be taxiing planes. And that's
could be
why
like
she...
tower.
And she probably knew that, and that's why she stopped filming, because you would have seen the lights take off one by one. Hmm.
That's why I said to me they look like square windows.
Mhm.
And it could be the windows of an aircraft.
I think that's too far away
They look
to...
like aircraft. I don't know.
Could be, but still looks like
That's
flares
a
to
big
me.
question.
You got the flickering typical
I'm
red.
leaning towards probably about 30 to 50 feet, to say the least. What's it doing over there? Just hovering. You can see the reflection of lights upon
In fact,
the water.
I think I just saw
and
some of them go out then on this end here. But it's a bit hard to tell. It's so far away. Why'd she zoom back so much? Why didn't she just stay there zoomed and watch it for at least 10, 15 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't think they do any analysis, do they? No, they just play her video.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that all they do?
Yeah. And go through on to the next.
Ah, right, they're talking about the property they didn't get.
I was. I was laughing. Felt sorry for him, I did.
You notice they got rid of the side chat too. And there's a certain person that was on the side chat at the time, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. Just repeating the same crap. Make it long enough to stick a few extra ads in. And how many views did they get? 20,000. You know, they could put 4 ads in that. They could probably get $100 for it. You know, easy peasy money. You know, you'd have to work a whole day to earn that, right?
Right. They didn't even have to do anything for that one. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but the best UFO sightings is just clickbaiting.
Yeah, that's the best one, by the way, guys.
I think that's probably the worst UFO video I've seen from them. Yeah, so let's look at this one. I haven't even watched this. You can see I haven't got any red bars on it. So first time looking. Have we got any in there? We better be careful how much we play. It's this shape. Okay, so it looks like it's going straight into it.
That light.
Right,
It's been slowed down too.
let's
flicker of a light, yeah.
We're gonna slow it down extremely. I think I had to do it to about.
Oh, the volume's a lot lower too.
From 100 to capture this. To capture this moment in time of a glint,
I
a
think it's
flash
in
in the sky. What are we looking at? It's hard to tell. Are we looking at it from within the?
See how it
vehicle
goes in
itself,
front of
a
the post.
Okay, so it's a bright light Could be a meteorite coming down. It's a bit hard to tell at this stage. I'd have to play it slower. But anyway, just keep watching.
Glass, the window.
We don't see much more.
Could it be shutter speed that we're looking at, where the light could appear to be in front of those still being?
See?
He's not talking about. See, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. It's nothing to do with shutter speed. It's to do with rolling shutter, where it's scanning.
Like, he's just using like hit words, like things that people would say to make it sound legit. You know.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand technology. But rolling shutter is left to right here. So if you've got a moving car, it could be scanning here when it gets the light, but that post gets in the way. So the light can actually appear to be over the post. And that only happens with rolling shutter on CMOS cameras.
But it's hard to...
There you go, where it goes over the post, right? So that's rolling shutter effect there.
Yep.
Could that be like a meteorite coming down, suddenly explodes, and fades out?
Reached out to Twan.
Did it look like it was falling down then? Just at the very end.
He's the one that posted this up just moments ago on Facebook. He's allowed me to share the video with you, but here's our correspondence.
See, it's over the post here. That's rolling shutter, classic rolling shutter, which is a camera artifact. So there you go, over the edge again. You can see it's got part of the blue sky. You can see the block if you look carefully.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's where it's sort of scanning it, and the picture's moving at the same time. So if you're moving faster than the CPU and the phone can process it, you get these strange artifacts happening. Does look like it exploded then, but yeah, is it a reflection in the window? It's a bit hard to tell.
I thought it was something in the car, in the vehicle.
Twan says, look at the video, tell me what you guys think. He didn't even know what it was. I said, it's a good shot, I want to enhance it on Third Phase of Moon. Can I share it? I'll share the original link. Gotta
remember what they say about space junk coming down all the time, right? And they can't always predict, I mean, where it's going to crash down, you know, over which part of the country or whatever, or over the sea.
Yeah.
He says, sure,
so it could be just simple space junk coming down.
The original video to my email, and he said he sent it. I got it. I looked over it, and I was wondering again if there was some maybe a reflection from within the vehicle. He says, well, both windows were rolled up, but clearly he says it's not a reflection. He says it's sitting in the clouds when he stopped the video. Obviously, I thank Twan for sharing this, and I asked him when and where. He gave me the location, about 7.
Oh yeah, so he's saying it was sitting in the clouds. I'm not sure if he saw that or not in his footage, but that could easily be a plane that's heading towards them, right? And the sun has broken through the clouds, and it's just reflected off the windscreen of an airplane towards him. We don't see enough footage here to say what it is.
West Virginia. Coming into land. Thanks for the update. Keep your eyes on the skies. And he says we'll do. So this is good.
Yeah, it could be they just turned on the landing gear. As the landing gear comes down, it turns on the front lights. That's right. Does it even during the daytime, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Area 51. Thanks for joining us. Doing a good job there, helping out Americans.
You're doing a fantastic job, look.
Yeah. Keep it up. Yeah, that's Ruby.
It's real-time interaction with the people that capture it. Guys, I want to get your thoughts. Is there a shutter frame rate that makes it appear that this light, if it is off in the distance, it's so bright that it stays on the camera lens, the exposure from within, and bleeds over on top of the still beam? Or is it a reflection from within the vehicle? I'm not exactly sure, but Twan says they saw it sitting in the clouds. So if this is a UFO sitting in the clouds, he captured it at the right time. I'm adding some heavy brightness and contrast to see this thing. You can kind of see it. Again, it seems like it's passing.
So won't you zoom in and stabilize it?
From within the vehicle or reflection, but then some people might say, and I agree, with a shutter speed, you do get an effect.
I don't think we could see what it is.
Even
Hey, let me just zoom on that as much as I can. Alright, so yeah. Just another light in the sky.
Now we got a new video.
Yeah, so it's starting to glow brighter then. Boom.
yeah, that doesn't even look right. You know what I mean? Right? Like that looks weird to me.
Yeah,
Like just how like
rolling shutter effect, I think. Motion blur. It still could be like a meteorite coming down and explodes, or space junk.
sure.
Could still be a plane that's coming through the clouds that's reflecting the sun.
So it'd be good if you got a location, because you could see if there's an airport around there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, have they got a location?
Don't think so. I don't know.
See, there kind of doesn't look like a single dot now, does it?
No.
That looks to me like a plane flying towards them.
Los Angeles. He says he captured something very
well. If it's in LA, we know it's got airports all over the place there.
Planes all day.
And it's in the right altitude for a plane coming down from higher altitudes to come into land at the airport. It's covered through cloud covers here. Look, you can see it's overcast, right? I reckon it was just a plane coming into land and changing angle, right? So, not too exciting. You can see it's filmed the wrong way too. If it was filmed the other way, we might have some more HD definition there, right? And of course, we know that doing it in video mode is the worst you can do. If you just take a series of photographs, you might actually get the maximum resolution of your camera, which is 12 megapixel or whatever higher nowadays. 120 megapixels, some of them do now. You'll be able to zoom right into that and actually maybe even see a shape out of it. See if it's actually a comet shape or a plane shape. But yeah, I think at the end we see what looks like a plane turning, coming down the clouds, turning, heading towards the airport out this way probably. So if we got a map location, we could actually see if there's an airport near the bridge this side.
Yep, I know.
So let's see, a link. LA. It looks like they've got some other one after it, so we might have a look at that one too. I should close that Google one down. And that's not it, is it? Is that the one?
No, that's the other video, the next one coming up.
What a mess.
Oh no, it is that one.
Black filth layer all over it.
No.
Actually, is that that sounds like a plane noise in the background.
To show you this is just insane. Look at
That's
this.
the next video afterwards. It's not that one we was looking at.
Okay.
So what you have to say to him. I couldn't see nothing on it. There's no link on there. That one just goes straight to Facebook. I don't know what the hell that is. because I'm not on Facebook now.
Yeah.
So whether that one goes, I don't know.
It's been censored. Go to newsfeed. So you changed it from public to private, right? Wonder why. Got too much hate over it, maybe. Let's keep on going then. So we can't find out the location, LA there. But a bridge. How many bridges would be in LA though? Quite a few, what you reckon? San Francisco is the big one. How many water bridges?
That would be the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and I think San Francisco and LA are like hours apart. I don't know about bridges in LA.
But it does look like a
27.
port there, doesn't it? Ship there
Yeah.
as well.
Gee. See, I told you I didn't know about bridges in LA.
We want to know the locations.
There is a ship there. I don't know whether that would help.
Let's have a look. We can sort of look at the structure and see if any fits image, maybe. Alright, so don't think it's that one. Because it looks like it's got
Looks like high frames, doesn't it?
Yeah, high frames, triangle bits in it. Could be one. Possible. Might have to go back.
Maybe. That's kind of sort of.
Yeah, we'll keep looking. No. No.
No.
No, it's too small. So these are bridges, right? So they class these as bridges. So I didn't actually narrow it down. So here we go. It could be...
That's a walk bridge as well.
Yeah, it's a walk bridge. Yeah, that one's not. That one looks concrete.
That's a walk bridge as well.
So it looked like the very first one.
Yeah.
Closest one. 6th Street Viaduct, is it? Let's see if it comes up on the map. Hey, nice. We might actually see the bay there as well. If they won't tell you, we'd do it the hard way. See if it can search for it for us. And it's come up with... in the wrong city.
Okay. Just put LA on the end. Stick LA on the end. See if that help. Yeah, that's it. Might help.
That one there.
Yeah.
So we got 6th Street in different locations. Don't see any bridge on that.
Is that in the middle?
Is that sit there? Is it, or is it going this way?
Yeah, that's going that way. Yeah.
Going that way, is it? So to the east should be the sea, shouldn't it?
There's 6th Street.
Where's it going? It's gone. I've lost it. 6th Street still going, is it? And it's ended. And it's ended now, isn't it? I don't see any rivers there.
Nope.
Westlake. So yeah, it's got me beat. So it can't be that one. Although there is a water source that way. Can't see any ports. No. Is it in the right location? Shows how big it is. That's why they got so many big voters there. So really it would have to be going over this way here. Like something like that there. Like going along here. There's a bridge here, look. Kind of looks like it could be somewhere there. Shame we can't actually see. Can't see the bridge. It's actually like a concrete highway, so it doesn't fit it, does it? Creek. But yeah, looks like it takes some more investigation, that one. Did look like the right sort of bridge though. Let's just play it again.
In contrast to see this. Twan says.
So we saw the bridge then as they panned away. So there's vertical one with 2 triangle bits.
From 100 to capture this.
Then a vertical beam and another triangle bit. Yep.
In time of
So it can't be that one. It's going to be more like this one up here, where you got the triangle bits with a vertical beam in the middle, all down the side. You think it'd be easy to find. What's all that crap coming up there? Images. Let's have a look at images. Holy crap! Where's that place? Longest bridges. Could he be driving on that? I don't know.
You go back to Google Maps again, Paul, and then draw out. There's one on there. I just seen one.
Doesn't look like the longest bridge anyway. Here we go.
That's that one. Yeah.
That's got to be that one, isn't it? What was it?
Like it.
That's the one I'm looking at.
That's got to be the one, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks like the likely candidate.
And I can see ships here as well on Google Earth.
There you go.
Ship it.
Oh yeah, so whereabouts is that though? I need to click the Wikipedia, I suppose. So let's see, it might have a map for us. No.
No.
It's on the other side of the country, isn't it?
Jesus.
Mississippi River. So what did it come up with? LA. Maintained by LA dotted. Damn, that looked like a good hit for that one. And yeah, I got LA in here, but you can see it picked it up in the keywords, you know, that they're maintained by LA, whatever it is. Alright, here's another one it could be. What's that one? California, here we go.
Try that link. Google
Triangle
Earth.
bits with a vertical. It's not super close, but these other bits further on might be. Hang on, let's see. Triangle bits, vertical bits, triangle bits, vertical bits. That looks pretty good. Southern California, heavily traveled highway bridges. Whereabouts is it then? Mexicans. So, have we got a name of it? Nope.
How do we know they're telling the truth about where
There we
guy
go.
took the thing?
Yeah, that's right. We don't know, but you never know. We might get lucky.
Yeah, no, for sure. Man, that Louisiana bridge looked good for it, though, didn't it?
This bridge hasn't got the same side on that I'm looking at.
Oakland Bay Bridge. Is it going to take us there? That's the one. And it looks right. Oh no. It's different again. It's not the one in the picture. It's got the vertical beams coming down, but that's a suspension bridge.
Yeah.
Is that the one that goes across? Oh, there's Golden Gate here. I didn't know they had another one further along. There you go. You're always learning something new.
Yeah, right?
But that's not that bridge we're looking at here. This one is what we want. Which one's that? Talking about here. Is that a train one or a car one? This question looks like a bus there, is it? It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Is it a train
I mean,
or car?
that looks like it, but it could
That
be
looks like a lorry on there.
could be like a railway, like a.
Oh, it looks like a lorry on it with this cab.
Yeah, but what's the name of it? I thought it was this here, but it's not. Banner image. Section of the newly constructed catwalks. Hung over eastern span. But we didn't see that in pictures here. Unless it's over this side. Right, so let's have a look. Could be along here then, couldn't it? It could be this part here.
Yeah.
If we can get enough definition. Oh no, it's a suspension one. That's the wrong one. It's not the one. Come on, catch up. Hasn't got the high sides, has it? Oh right, it might have the high sides, is it? Bit hard to tell. Nah, it's not the same thing. That's confusing.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought we might be able to pin it, but obviously not. You want us to try something, Charles, do you?
No, don't try that one. Try this one, Paul. I think I found it. And I'm going to put the link to you.
I don't reckon that one now. You've pasted it.
I just looked at it with the bridge close up and it isn't that one. Try this one. That one. The one I've just put on.
Well, if we had a link to the guy's video, we could just ask him a question and see who comes back for next time. But obviously we can't do that.
Yeah.
It hasn't come up still there. Ah, now it has.
But it doesn't go all the way along that metal part, doesn't it? It's just like in the middle of the bridge.
Yeah. That's right.
And there's boats all in there. There's two big towers on it as well.
Yeah, but the question was there airport there?
No, but there's boats and everything all in there.
Wasn't it? Not reckon. Charles, looks like copy too much of it. Yeah, so what have we got too much on the front? Now, at least we're trying to figure it out, right?
These links are too flipping long as well, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, that's another thing you wouldn't be able to do on YouTube. You wouldn't be able to post those, but here you can on Twitch.
Yeah. So it takes so long to upload on this Google Earth now. It's just stupid.
Yeah, you can't say it's the internet speed. Oh yeah.
You look in the middle there.
Yeah,
That's
it could be. And they slowed it down, right?
Yeah.
So that one lifts up, so you can let big ships under.
Yeah.
So that lifts up
Look
to
in-
here.
Look in the video, there's a ship in it as well.
Yeah.
There's a blue ship, light blue ship in it.
But the question is there any airports there? Around here.
I don't know yet.
Let's just plug up the CPU a bit. So, there's quite a few bridges around here too. How do we look up airports on the map? It's gotta be, if it's here, it's gotta be Long Beach, right? Sure, there's one for the airship they normally have there. Oh, that could be the airship. I'm pretty sure there's an airport where they stick it on Long Beach. I can't recall. There was something there. A small airport of some kind.
There's one bit further on. Yep, I got one. If you zoom, yeah, just go further up there, Paul. Just keep going up that way, and it's more into the inside, on the inside.
There? That looks like an airport. Is it? Buildings. Oh. Certainly giving you a lot of detail there, isn't it? They certainly have improved Google Earth a wee bit, haven't they?
Zoom out, you can go straight into it. It's just that angle at the side. Just go back out there a bit. It's at Inglewood there, so just over by there.
Inglewood, the top right.
I thought the airport was down Long Beach here somewhere.
Inglewood? Hang on. No. What's it called?
It's very heavily dense. Look.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they're stacked in there.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of this airport.
Pretty sure there was an airport here somewhere. Certainly a lot of shipping.
Yeah. There's only a name on this airport. Zamperini Field or something.
How can you find airports? LA airports. We know if it's in Long Beach, we got the right one. Does it give us all on the map? Indicators. There we go, Long Beach Airport. There we go. We got it. Oh, what's going on? Long Beach Airport. I'm pretty sure that's where they have the airship hang out. So, where's the bridge to that? It was here somewhere, wasn't it? It was down here. So there's a plane heading towards the airport. It was heading straight for him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. There was a plane turning, heading towards them. Yeah.
Coming in there, yeah.
There you go. So it's solved. It could have even been the airship turning and coming in.
Could be. But with his landing lights on, not more like a plane, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. What's the next one? We'll finish up with this video and we're finished for the day, I guess.
That long thing that was on there.
A flash in the sky. What? See this thing? You could kind of see it that exists in our skies. This is captured by John Graff from Los Angeles. He says there's a unique.
So that's classic roll and shutter there straight away. And that's normally a bug or a bird. So what are we looking at distance-wise?
Give John credit. He has actually done some great enhancement to this video, slowing it down, stabilizing it frame by frame. What
you actually see it going sideways there. Looks like it's walking.
We had two distinct lights just.
They're not lights, that's artifacts, roll and shutter. because it's a flapping object, right? So
On the
you can see it bending, wiggling.
cigar-shaped craft.
It's like more like a caterpillar, isn't it? Type thing.
It's what you call the rod effect, due to the rolling shutter of the CMOS camera and the movement of the object. It's just moving faster than the camera can process the image.
Okay,
But you can see it's wobbling and bending. It's like it'll be like a stretched object of the same thing, right? So that's what you get.
are we looking at a possible airliner?
So it moves like a
Airliner,
caterpillar.
or is this something else?
No, it's natural, and it's either a bug or a bird,
He says
depending
there's a unique
how far away from the camera it
light
was.
formation. We're looking at the pause, but I'm not seeing any wings on this thing. That's weird. He says it takes a quick downturn angle on it. Very bizarre.
Downturn like a bird would be, changing angle.
Alright, I'm gonna get a closer look. Let's put a pause picture.
So the guy's mucking around with it. Okay. Not the original footage, right? We want to see the original footage. So who's this guy? John Craft.
Graph. GRAF.
I was shooting a horrible, filthy sunset. Noticed something flying by on the camera. He didn't see it with his own eyes. White. That typically sounds like it's going to be a seagull. Okay, it's just rolling shutter. It's what we call the rod effect, because of rolling shutter. So if you type in rods, UFOs, you'll be able to get lots of similar images. With the things sticking out the side. There's one sort of. There's another one.
Yeah.
And there's the one with little dots on the outside of it. Right.
Like it there, isn't it?
There'll be more. Be better images that matches it.
Is Tommy gone?
I don't know.
I'm here.
Oh, it's not. On the
There you
quiet
go. Here's another similar image.
I was gonna say it looks like the one we just saw. That one.
Yeah, but a better image of it. Okay, so what did HuffPost say? Revealed. Was it a seagull or pigeon? Or was it a moth? That's Project Bluebook. So they got to do a plug. Alright. Objects were huge or tiny insects flying close to the camera lens. Yeah. So rod shaped. Yeah.
So if
Moving
they have
behind.
them at night time as well, and they've got lights there, they'll draw in moths and stuff like that, I mean, won't it? Towards the cameras.
Mm-hmm. And of course he's filming the sunset, he said, so the light's going down. It's when the bugs start coming alive again.
Yep.
I believe what you're seeing is a time-lapse footage shot with a dolly ring. Hence why the camera's perspective is moving. No, it's just obviously to do with also long exposure, but also rolling shutter, right? We looked at that one. Keep on going. There might be something more. Nope, that's it. Probably more on video footage, right?
Yeah.
Or the right keywords you have to type in. But really it's just the same insect with the wings flapping, and if you have it on, say, 20 seconds exposure, right, you're going to get 20 images. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 second exposure, and it's just a moth flying past the camera here. Right, and it just stretches it across the scanning, because the scanning is stretching it out.
Does that happen the same with if you're recording it as well with the video?
Okay, so this is actually going from left to right, because you know the rolling shutter comes from left to right. So this thing must be flying downwards. So what happens is it catches this part of the bug there, but the bug's moved in that time that's processed that part of the frame, and it scans another chunk and it's already picking up the bug again, and the bug's moved out of that frame time it comes to scan again, and so on and so on, and eventually that you get that funny centipede effect, right? So that's why they said the rods is debunked, but they reckon they've caught it on really high spec frame rates, and you can still get the same rod effect happening. So I don't know. I have seen one with my own eyes. I was a bit shocked when I saw it, and I thought, wow, that was just like what I saw on TV. So I haven't. A few years ago now.
Lengthwise.
Oh, it's only a foot long. And I thought, oh, hang on, I'm going to catch the evidence of a lifetime. I thought it was coming down dead and crashing onto the roof. But it was like a 30-odd degree sun outside, and I thought it was stuff that could stay up there. But that's what they reckon happens, is they die, and that's sort of like jelly, and they sort of dissolve, and you never find any leftovers to know if they're real or not. But a lot of these are just moths in front of the camera on long exposure, and you get that strange, crazy look here of all the insects flying around.
I've had the heat off the light will bring them in, won't it?
Yeah. So, well, we did see a couple there that's similar. So that was it. Is that all we got? Probably time to wrap up. Oh no, look at that. Backward hat guy. Alright, what do we got here? Is that the same thing, or is that another one? Well, that's obviously going to be another plane contrail coming from the airport, right? Let's see. What are we looking at here?
That's another one.
Another one, which is a plane contrail. It looks like it's vertically going up when it's actually flying horizontal. Blake! That's a good look, mate. Why don't they do something with their hair? It kind of looks like split ends from the 1970s.
Driving on the freeway in
Anyway, this guy's meant to be the CGI artist for all the early stuff anyway.
Calgary, Alberta, and he managed to capture something amazing. Check it out. It doesn't really match anything around the sky. We see clouds being lit up, but this thing seems out of place. All right, I like the way Kyle actually had the state of mind to pull over and get a steady shot of this. And when we're zooming,
it's just a plane contrail.
It looks weird. What is it?
You can see the sun shining off it, all the clouds all around there, can't you?
Yeah.
Everything around there.
Some people are actually saying in the comments that this could be a time warp or a portal of some sort.
Of course they would. Of course they would be saying that. They follow the third phase of the moon.
It is very strange, to say the least. I like the way it just highlighted up there in the sky, and it's remaining stationary. There's some credence to this.
Nah, it's a plane probably coming down to land, and is it? I think that's a cloud. I think there's two objects there, right? I think there's a small cloud there that's broken off from the main cluster here. And that line that's sort of illuminated there, that's just a plain contrail that's sort of lit up. You can see the two different whites there. So if I actually stuck that through an editor, you'll be able to see it. They come out different. It's the plain contrail.
Simple as.
Yes, I'm afraid. Even novices should know how to debunk this stuff, right? And it's optical illusion because it looks like it's got a big bit on the end there, but it's actually another little cloud in front. I don't know if that goes on further where it actually moves away from that little cloud.
Nope.
Of at least 2 to 3.
Okay, is that another one?
It's going to tell us exactly after.
Alright, so that's definitely a plain contrail, right? In fact, it could be two planes flying close together there, even. But more likely, it's two contrails from each side of the plane, heading this way.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I need to get the folder open. Haven't got it open. Have I? But we're going to wrap up in a minute because I think people are gone.
There's like 2 on, isn't there?
Yeah, we need more subs here, and we're not going to get anywhere on Twitch unless we get to these 50 followers anyway. Now, let's see if I'm right about the two different colour whites. I'll just open it up on this screen so to drag it across. See how we go. So, yeah, how long they've been putting up UFO videos? They shouldn't be able to know a contrail as soon as you look at it, right?
They do. That's the problem. And they just pass it off as if it's.
Yeah, but that's why they put UFOs in the titles all the while.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the clickbait on that one again? I didn't look. Same again. What's going on across America? New UFO videos here. Well, people are going to click to see what the new videos are, aren't they? Not
new contrail videos.
Yeah. Alright, so as I was saying, that looks like a small cloud with a contrail forming underneath it. And we adjust the brightness. I think the cloud will vanish before the contrail would. So you know the two different things. Yes. Man, it's getting so hot in here. Hot day. Need the door open with the aircon going. Yeah, the brightness. Okay, now we start to see it. We can start to see it looks. When you don't overexpose it, it looks kind of like a cloud. And that kind of looks like a contrail. You can see it's all jagged and it's quite far away, so.
Going away from.
Yeah. There's not much you can do with that one. But it's definitely a plain contrail with a little cloud there. Now there you go. You can see this one's more dense. And this one's sort of breaking up. I don't know what they're trying to say it is. Cigar UFO maybe? In fact, that looks like it could even be on the very tip plane, right?
Yeah.
Reflecting some sunlight at the very tip there. Which you don't see because it all looks the same colour, right? It sort of blends in. There you go, look. The cloud was left behind once you get rid of all the other variations. It's still there, right? The cloud is obviously behind. And you can see even on tip here, obviously something really bright at the very tip here, reflecting sunlight.
That's good, isn't it? Of the engines.
No, this is artificial colouring. So we're converting whites to different colours, so we can see if all the whites are the same colour. They're not. You've got to remember the whites have very ranging greys and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, you know, just moving this around allows us to see all the different shades of white, right?
Yeah.
And the blues turn to black here, because if you go reset, you can see the blue background is almost virtually the same. And of course, while we were doing it, we changed most of the shades here into blackness, right? So here we turn the blues into various pinks. And you can see there's some cloud cover there. But you can see here at the very end, something really bright happening right there. Of course, when I zoom in, you normally get the big cursor and the small cursor. But right at the end, there's where the plane is probably coming down to land or taking off. Anyway. Just a bit of fun. We knew it was a plane contrail. What else could it be? UFO? No.
Fake stuff all the while.
Yeah. So
it's just
yeah.
the fact that like try to push it as if it's something that's not, like, you know. I don't know.
They do it all the while. Every single thing they do the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, those guys in general are kind of D-bags, so whatever.
Yeah. I suppose we could. What else we got here?
Yeah.
Does that remind you of a video I once done?
Yeah. I just watched that, didn't I?
You just watched
made
it.
a comment.
And what car part did I find it was? A flywheel in front of a Jeep.
Yeah.
You can see the bolts where it goes into, and the rubber belts that goes around the outside. This is what his brother did. Merged the background images with car parts.
Any other, and it starts with an ignorant 13-year-old boy, you know, in my grandfather's house. He's a lawyer and a 32nd degree Mason, and we're all DMOAs and Eastern Stars.
That's just a story thing, that's not an actual video thing. That's just a story they're doing.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what CGI that is.
Looks like more like there's been hairdryer to me.
Or it could be a balloon that's sort of anchored.
Rainbow girls,
but hard to tell. It looks like it's cookie cutters actually.
Quite a group from our DMOAs that were
I reckon it's CGI or something. Anyway, hairdryer. Well, it could be actually.
That's what I said.
I kind of remember Mum had one like that in the 1960s, and you wouldn't recognise it today. Yeah, it could be. But it kind of looks like it could be a fan again of like an air horn off a Jeep. I think they have a similar thing.
Yeah, could
but
be.
We got some more of their car parts coming up in a minute.
Sources of science that you really can't get anywhere else.
See, that shouldn't be. You know, these shouldn't even be used anymore because we know they're fake, right?
And
then why do they put them up? It's just
got permission. And don't ask me how, but
look, I could make that in 5 minutes on a video editor.
Or just thought it up himself, and our high school
They
science
just add
group,
some filters over
brother
top to make it look more
very
grainy and all that sort of
into
stuff.
and is an extreme genius.
Yeah.
So why that help you make some money?
Yeah. Let's go back to that Russian one. Just to zooming in those lights in the editor, see what we can see. This one here, was it?
Welcome back to Third Phase.
I just missed it.
Huh?
Where they zoomed in. Just mute that noise. There we go. Zooming in, zooming in. God, yeah. Is that the best though? I think that might be in focus.
No, the bottom bit's the reflection, isn't it?
Yep. Is it the airport lights? Is the question.
Well, we know there's one there. I know there's a lot of houses around there as well.
Okay. I'll just close that down now. Alright, so last one to look at. Should really make a thumbnail, shouldn't I? Out of these two. I'll do that after the show, I guess. But I really need to get to the toilet and drink and
Get some
all the
deer
good
and
stuff. Yeah, we've been going quite a while now, have we? I'm not even sure what the time is now.
Yeah, it's a bunch of hours.
just over 3 hours.
So there's some reflection there. We didn't quite see it until we zoomed right in. So, but we know there are houses and all that all over the other side, so it could be really car headlights, like some people said. But it didn't seem like it was moving. I'll just save that one because that one would be good for screen snapshot, I guess.
It was a still picture anyway. You zooming into it, don't it?
Yeah, she didn't even take a normal photograph, which would have given us a lot more quality to work with here.
Yeah.
Always take a photograph of your videos, even if it's gone past. Because it puts all the extra information in and disproves the footage was from the same scene. Oh, we've got someone mowing the lawns out there. So that's the brightness. Could it be like flares placed along the runway to light it up because they've got a power outage maybe? And the lake's here and it's just reflecting the lights of the water rather than it looking like it's above. It could be, that could be on the land here and this is just reflecting off the water. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if we can do much with it.
You can see that they're all separate images. They're not all one thing.
Yeah. And they're definitely all red, right? So I don't know, it still looks like flares, whether they're along the ground or in the air. It's a bit hard to tell.
The thing is, I thought about flares always because they're all in a dead straight line now. I thought some might have been a bit higher or a bit lower than others as they dropped, you know what I mean? So some would have been lower down.
Yeah, I think there actually might be along the runway.
Yeah.
Maybe they had a power outage and they were trying to get the planes down.
Because it could be 2 or 3 planes on the runway, you know.
Yeah, it could be.
Go along
'cause
the
they do
end of
have
the
to.
runway, and then
I think it was strobing, wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
but I thought they would have all been sort of out of sync. They wouldn't be strobing in the same pattern.
yeah, well, they come towards the end of the runway and then starting to swing round to get to the start of it before they pull away.
Yeah, we just sort of guessing. We haven't got enough information to go on, but definitely it's not UFOs, right? But there you go. That's good. That'll do.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up there, I think, anyway. And
Thank you, Tommy, for coming.
yeah,
Hey, thanks for
Tommy.
having me. I had a great time.
So that's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have two. I can
I
have
hope you like
two co-hosts in future.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And you very only need. I had one tonight because I couldn't get on.
Okay, so this is our open room one where we could have had other people on, and we have a special one where we got regular people that we trust. So
Yeah.
eventually you might progress to the other room. See how it goes.
That'd be
See how
awesome.
it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
But anyway, it's always good to have other people voice their concerns, what they're seeing, rather than just me talking. And yeah, we're just about to see if we can wrap up here and catch you tomorrow with Robert. I'm not sure what he's doing. He's probably posted something up by now. Let me just have a quick look. If you're watching or listening, Rob, if you haven't posted anything, get to it. There we go, live. Yes, he has been sneaking on while we've been doing a show. So we got Steve Bassett first thing, New Zealand encounter, and UFOs and water cases part 2. I thought we'd done all, but it looks like he's got some more. So yeah, I suppose I should copy that for tomorrow. Or I got it open here. Come on. Oh. Hopefully the audio was all good. I forgot to check it again. Someone would have said down the side though.
Although there's only 2 on there now.
Yeah. So yeah, people know we're finishing up. That's alright. So I'll just post it there so we got a running list for tomorrow. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. And we'll just save that. Good. And end credits. I've still yet to add more to this. Anyway, let's see how we go.
Okay.
Is it coming up? Can't see.
Yeah,
I see.
Hey, mate. I'll catch you later on Discord and whatnot.
Yeah. Have a good one. It's nice meeting you.
Hey. Yeah, you can drop off anytime you want, guys, and I'll catch you up on Discord. Okay. See you later.
All right. Have a good one.
Yep, you too.